and conditions apply. MTN, everywhere you go.
4G is non-stop music. It's sharing and entertainment without buffering. It's gaming with no lag and movies with full immersion. 4G is business without restrictions. It's also smarter money. It's learning beyond borders.
Hey, got some smart ideas that can change the world? Gear up! MTN Apps Challenge version 4.0 is here. You could change the way we play games, create characters that come to life, and make everyday life more interactive and easier. There is a total of 300,000 Ghana cedis in cash, 4G devices, and many other prizes to be won. Develop a concept for a mobile app or a video animation. Go to appschallenge.mtn.com.gh and submit your idea to enter the competition now. You can enter as an individual or as a team, or a team to represent your senior high school or tertiary institution. It's a contest of ideas. Deadline for registration is 7th October 2016. MTN Apps Challenge version 4.0 is partnered by IPMC, Huawei, and ZTE. MTN Apps Challenge, solving everyday problems, changing society.
MTN, everywhere you go.
If I don't see this wedding with my own eyeballs, dear, it's not me.
Church right.
I just go into the church. Okay, let me connect my earpiece.
Now you may. Remember.
Yeah. Come and see some food stuff meats by they are sharing here. For salam. Buffet, pa.
My name is Ethel Kofi, and I am one of the judges for the MTN Apps Challenge. My expectations for today being the final, I'd love people to come understanding their business and the business model. How are you going to make money? I'd also like people to come and show us excellence. We've seen really good apps and really good ideas, but we want to see something extra. How different you are and how excellent you are. Come through and show us, and we assure you, you might win. See you guys soon.
Hey, got some smart ideas that can change the world? Gear up! MTN Apps Challenge version 4.0 is here. You could change the way we play games, create characters that come to life, and make everyday life more interactive and easier. There is a total of 300,000 Ghana cedis in cash, 4G devices, and many other prizes to be won. Develop a concept for a mobile app or a video animation. Go to appschallenge.mtn.com.gh and submit your idea to enter the competition now. You can enter as an individual or as a team, or a team to represent your senior high school or tertiary institution. It's a contest of ideas. Deadline for registration is 7th October 2016. MTN Apps Challenge version 4.0 is partnered by IPMC, Huawei, and ZTE. MTN Apps Challenge, solving everyday problems, changing society.
MTN.
Hey, got some smart ideas that can change the world? Gear up! MTN Apps Challenge version 4.0 is here. You could change the way we play games, create characters that come to life, and make everyday life more interactive and easier. There is a total of 300,000 Ghana cedis in cash, 4G devices, and many other prizes to be won. Develop a concept for a mobile app or a video animation. Go to appschallenge.mtn.com.gh and submit your idea to enter the competition now. You can enter as an individual or as a team, or a team to represent your senior high school or tertiary institution. It's a contest of ideas. Deadline for registration is 7th October 2016. MTN Apps Challenge version 4.
Very competitive competition, and I'm really looking forward to the shortlisted applicants to show more, especially with how solid their technology is at this level and how solid their team is in executing after this challenge if they win the money. So I'm really looking forward to see great team and a great solid tech behind what we saw in the first stages.
Hey, got some smart ideas that can change the world? Gear up! NTN App Challenge version 4.0 is here. You could change the way we play games, create characters that come to life.
And I've been blown out. I mean, it's my first time here. The apps have been very impressive, and I believe that what we're looking out for today is a bit more confidence and delivery. I want to see, I've seen a lot of good works, but I want to see the owners of the works giving me a reason to buy, and that's what I'm looking out for today. And I believe that the best will come out tops.
Hey, got some smart ideas that can change the world?
Yeah, so I'm an entrepreneur hoping to buy some apps. For me, what I look out for today is we've had an interesting past days where many excellent ideas have passed through, but there can only be one winner. My advice to all the apps contestants is that if you don't win, it's not the end of the journey. Your ideas can be made into solid business plans. You need to take advantage of what the judges have been saying from the beginning to now. Change those, and your ideas could be excellent businesses for you. The likes of Microsoft, Apple, WhatsApp, all the rest that you talk of have had to fail at one point or the other. In fact, it's failure that makes you great. If you don't win this app, it's an opportunity for you to be bigger. So that's my advice, and that's what I'll be looking out for today.
Here up, NTN App Challenge version 4.0 is
and a co-founder of DEF Congress. I'm excited to be in the finals to see what the guys have done and look at the code they've written. I'm excited about code, and so that's what I'm looking out for, good solid code. That's it.
Yeah, you could change the way we play games, create characters that come to life, and make everyday life more interactive and easier. There is a total of 300,000 Ghana cedis in cash, 4G devices, and many other prizes to be won. Develop a concept for a mobile app or a video animation. Go to appschallenge.mtn.com.gh and submit your idea to enter the competition now. You can enter as an individual or as a team, or a team to represent your senior high school or tertiary institution. It's a contest of ideas. Deadline for registration is 7th October 2016. MTN App Challenge version 4.0 is partnered by IPMC, Huawei, and ZTE. MTN Apps Challenge, solving everyday problems, changing society.
MTN, everywhere you go.
Hey, got some smart ideas that can change the world? Gear up! NTN App Challenge version 4.0 is here. You could change the way we play games, create characters that come to life, and make everyday life more interactive and easier. There is a total of 300,000 Ghana cedis in cash, 4G devices, and many other prizes to be won. Develop a concept for a mobile app or a video animation. Go to appschallenge.mtn.com.gh and submit your idea to enter the competition now. You can enter as an individual or as a team, or a team to represent your senior high school or tertiary institution. It's a contest of ideas. Deadline for registration is 7th October 2016. MTN App Challenge version 4.0 is partnered by IPMC, Huawei, and ZTE. MTN Apps Challenge, solving everyday problems. Hey, got some smart ideas that can change the world? Gear up! NTN App Challenge version 4.0 is here. You could change the way we play games, create characters that come to life, and make everyday life more interactive and easier. There is a total of 300,000 Ghana cedis in cash, 4G devices, and many other prizes to be won. Develop a concept for a mobile app or a video animation. Go to appschallenge.mtn.com.gh and submit your idea to enter the competition now. You can enter as an individual or as a team, or a team to represent your senior high school or tertiary institution. It's a contest of ideas. Deadline for registration is 7th October 2016. MTN App Challenge version 4.0 is partnered by IPMC, Huawei, and ZTE. MTN Apps Challenge, solving everyday problems, changing society.
MTN, everywhere you go.
Hey, got some smart ideas that can change the world? Gear up! MTN App Challenge version 4.0 is here. You could change the way we play games, create characters that come to life, and make everyday life more interactive and easier. There is a total of 300,000 Ghana cedis in cash, 4G devices, and many other prizes to be won. Develop a concept for a mobile app or a video animation. Go to appschallenge.mtn.com.gh and submit your idea to enter the competition now. You can enter as an individual or as a team to represent your senior high school or tertiary institution. It's a contest of ideas. Deadline for registration is 7th October 2016. MTN Apps Challenge version 4.0 is partnered by IPMC, Huawei, and ZTE.
So thank you for coming back, and I hope you're excited about making it to the final stage.
Yeah.
Great. So you've got 3 minutes. Or you've got a minute to tell us. We've already seen your app, right? So you've got to tell us what has changed, what you've added in terms of your business model. And then we will do a code review. And so you open your code, you explain to us your architecture, we'll walk through it a little bit.
Okay.
So yes, you've got 3 minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
So we'll go through what has changed since the last time we were here. Basically, what has changed is our in-app purchases for the app. Okay, we came up with a business model that will work. I believe will work well for us. So what I don't know if you have the update.
No, we don't.
It was updated.
Can you show it on the screen?
What's the name of your app again?
Gcast.
Hey, Gcast.
Yeah.
Yes, Gcast.
So I know you want me to screencast.
Yes.
Okay.
You want to show us the in-app purchase? You got to do it.
Yeah, I want to show you.
Yeah. This is Gcast. Huh? Bcast, yes.
The Bcast.
Okay, so talk about the business model while we try and figure out.
Okay, so we have two features. Okay,
new features.
First one,
new
features. Yeah, the first one is called a broadcast relay.
Okay.
Yeah. So what happens is, if you want to broadcast a message, okay, and you purchase that feature, what happens is you'll be able to know how many people your broadcast will reach.
Okay.
And then when you activate the relay feature, you also be able to, when your broadcast reaches its maximum range, it will find people in that maximum range who can relay your broadcast to more people. Yeah. So it gives you
amplification.
Yeah, a wider range, a wider space for your broadcast to reach.
So somebody helping with getting them on the screencast on. And then, so that's
one. And then the second one is what we call multiple meetups per broadcast. So what happens in the app now is you can only meet one person at a time. Okay, so in a case where you want to meet or you want more people to meet you, you can see everyone on the beacon when you're using the app. So those are the two main features for in-app purchases. Okay.
And you said around the business model. Can you clarify that?
Yeah. So on the business model, we have we're building a system around this for targeted advertisement.
Okay.
So what's going to happen is we have when people use the app, okay, we take keywords, things they search for. Okay. So and then we create categories out of this. And when that happens, and someone comes to us, we tell them that we have this amount of users who are under maybe say entertainment or sports. So maybe if you want to broadcast, or you want to send an advertisement to people in a particular category, yeah, then you pay $3 for 20 users. Okay, that's the starting rate. Okay, so it goes up. It depends. So what happens is when you go to our portal, okay, there is a portal for advertisement. So when you go to that portal, then you'll be able to determine.
Have you built the portal now?
It's still under development.
Right. Is somebody helping with them with the screencast?
I want to screencast from my phone.
Yes.
I can't see the device on.
Are you on the Wi-Fi?
Okay.
Okay. All right. So you've now figured out a new business model. So what's in the next six months? How much revenue are you looking to make?
Okay. So for that we have for 2 months we've calculated.
Okay. How much revenue are you looking to make?
So for the first 2 months, we're targeting at least 100,000 active users.
Okay.
And if I say active users, what I mean is people who are paying for a feature on the app.
Right.
So yeah, for the first 2 months, relays will be at least $199,000, and the same for multiple.
$199.
Thousand.
So you're targeting about $200,000, $199,000 or $199.
$199,000. Yeah.
So
Okay.
each user in purchase is $1.99.
Yes.
Okay.
The target users are 100,000.
Yeah, so $1.99.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how
But 2
are you
months.
going to get
Yeah.
this 100,000 in 2 months? How are you going to get it?
Okay, so for that, we want to set up an ad campaign for Google AdWords, which will help us get that amount of people.
Yeah, but what's the percentage of free users and in-app purchase paid users that you know of?
I get what you're saying. So the 100,000 active users we mentioned were people who have made a purchase in the app. Okay, not just people who are using it for social.
Yeah, but 100,000 is a lot of.
Yeah, it's a lot.
So if you can convince me how you're going to get those 100,000 paying users.
So we have the ad campaign we are going to run. Okay, it's split in 2 parts. Okay, the first will be is 80-20. Okay, 80 will be to advertise the app as a social app. Okay, what people can use it for. Now, the more users we get on that side, we are certain. Okay, we ran a few figures, and we came up with.
What's your budget for the ad campaign, and which location? Is it in Ghana? Is it because 100,000? Which location? And what's your budget for running that ad?
So the location it's worldwide. It's not just Ghana. Okay, so we're going to run adverts on Google, and we estimated we need about $9,000 to run an effective ad campaign.
$9,000 to get 100,000
month. Yeah. So
99.
You sure that is enough? $9,000.
Yeah.
Get $199,000.
Pardon?
9,000. Get 199,000.
Active user. It means you have to have like 1 million people before you can get 100,000 paying users. And you are using $9,000
for vet campaign, just for the first month.
It's doable with the right
the right metrics.
Yeah. Can we look at the code now?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see it's a hybrid app.
Yeah, it is.
Why did you choose to go down that route?
Because first of all, it's easy, okay, to build, and we're quite familiar with how hybrid apps work. And apart from that, yeah, the most important thing was we decided to port this to iOS. Okay, so decided that we'll build it on a hybrid platform so that we can easily port it to iOS because we want to expand our user base.
So what are you using?
What am I using? You mean like a hybrid framework?
Yeah.
You're not using any. So it's just pure HTML, CSS, JavaScript.
That is displayed in our view?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you use any, do you do any version control?
Yeah. So
you use what?
Subversion. Git.
You said Subversion and Git. You use both of them?
Git.
You use Git?
Yeah.
And where do you put the code? You have a
Bitbucket.
Bitbucket.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll talk about that. But when we talked about this, we said security was one important thing.
Yeah, I remember.
To take care of. But I'm able to sign up with a phone number that only says 0, and I'm able to have a name that says space, empty space, and there is no.
You don't have the update. What happens is you need to verify your phone number.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What you submitted for? What you submitted for?
Yeah, we made an update to the code base.
Is that on the
place?
That is not something you would ever want to release. Besides, you have a backend that supports this, right?
Yeah, we do.
So it's the backend that is accepting. So it's not. It has nothing to do with the app I have here. For example, if your backend refuses it, it should be refused over here. But your backend accepts it.
It will refuse it.
No, it doesn't say anything.
Yeah.
My name is blank.
See,
now,
we plan to roll.
My phone number is blank because
even though the app is on Play Store, we plan to roll out mid-February. Okay?
I'm not talking about your app right now. I'm talking about your backend.
The reason why it's working now is because it's not fully rolled out.
No, I'm not talking about your app. Your app is just a client to your backend, right? And I'm giving you.
Are you doing the validation in the app or in the backend?
I'm giving you wrong data.
For the backend.
You're doing the validation in the backend.
Yes.
But then what he's saying is right. If you're doing the validation in the backend, even if there is an upgrade, the backend should say you can't create a user when the phone number is 0. No?
Okay. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, that's right.
So he's basically saying the assertion you're making that the validation is the backend, it's not correct. That he does not believe it, right?
Yeah.
I don't think I'm getting you, but
I'm just jumping off this to say that there's no security whatsoever. If you can't take the pain to make sure that my phone number is my phone number, that my username is not empty.
I get what you're saying. We've taken the pain to do that. We've included verification in the update.
Okay, so you use wait. Is it over HTTPS?
Yes, over HTTPS.
Where'd you get your certificate from?
It's a Firebase. Yeah. Oh, you're talking about my backend server.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a node. We bought the certificate from GoDaddy. GeoSign.
How long is it? What's the validity?
Yeah.
1 year.
Yeah.
And what is the Firebase you're talking about right now?
So the database is on Firebase, Google Firebase. All the communication.
Firebase was a complete backend as a service.
It doesn't give you everything.
Wait.
It doesn't give you everything. If you're gonna do things like SMS verification, you're gonna need a separate backend for that.
Okay, we still didn't see the app.
Yeah, we'll look at the code, but I was just.
But it's not. We still haven't. Maybe bring it around so that you can show.
I have it here. It's working for me, so I can show it to them.
So can you just give it out and then talk through your architecture, how you design, how the communication happens?
Okay.
Which file do you want us to open?
You can open the index file. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So.
So the new features that you said about the.
So that's for people who make a broadcast. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This is how it looks like.
So now I can rebroadcast.
Use this one, please. Hold this.
Sorry. Okay. So now I can rebroadcast.
So So she has a broadcast running. It has reached 2 people.
Mm-hmm.
So the new feature is when you go to your broadcast, you have this power up button.
Okay.
Yeah. So when you hit this, and then you have this
relay broadcast.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
All right. So it's an in-app purchase.
Yeah, in-app purchase.
Okay.
Okay.
Now what's the new one? The other one.
And then there's the other one, the multiple meetups per broadcast.
Okay. All right. So you go through the code while.
Okay.
We take it there, right?
So now you can rebroadcast. If you broadcast to somebody, they can broadcast. You have to amplifying, but you have to pay for amplification.
Can you zoom out?
Meetups.
Is that?
Zoom out a bit.
Does it have HDMI or anything of that sort?
What do you need?
Wait, excuse me. Can you move the laptop over there for them so that they can?
what it is about, what will happen, how much you can purchase. And then this is
Yeah. I think we need to do the code thing quicker. So you explain to her and then we go.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
they can convert that into in-app purchases. Okay, so you make people use the app.
Okay. You can go.
Okay. So it's a basic standard HTML app. Okay. We include our libraries.
You can't read from here, so you've got.
It's too small.
Yeah, it's too small. We can't. We don't know what's going on.
Okay, so I'll just show you the important part of the code. Okay, all the files you see on the left-hand side, all this, these are the views on the app. Okay, so every view has its own file. Okay, and then the code that does the interaction, sending your broadcast and managing your.
Yeah, quickly wrap up.
It's all inside here, index.js, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So here, we built this using an object-oriented approach, and then we labeled the functions.
What are you trying to show right now?
Yeah, I want to show you some of the functions, like so like this one, for instance, it says simulate broadcast.
But what he meant, talk a little bit through the architecture. We don't want, it doesn't make sense to show us specific functions.
Yeah.
Walk us through the architecture of the system.
Okay.
Do you understand what we mean by the architecture of the system?
Maybe.
Like you have a backend with 10 services that the client calls, right?
So okay.
So like the design, what you.
Yeah, I'll show you one. Okay, so there is an instance where we want to get the distance between you and the person you've activated your beacon with. We send a request to our backend service, which is this. Hold on.
So what services does the backend have for the client? So, and how do you pass communication? Is it through JSON or XML?
That's what I want to show.
Or you do direct function calls and return text?
Okay, so I can show you this.
It's over 10, eh? The rating is over 10. Oh.
Okay. My lady.
So here we make a request to the Firebase system to set the user's details. Okay, so this is how it looks like, and it's simple. It's not complicated. You can get a sense of what is happening here. Okay, now all this happens over SSL. It's secure. The Firebase library was built with SSL in place. So this is an example of an update to the Firebase database.
Can that be difficult?
That is like you're using Firebase.
Yeah. So
can you show something that is like on the side of things?
Yeah, but the DB bits, they're not going to build it themselves. Right? It could be difficult and just say that
right,
you don't see any comments at all in your code.
You don't see any comments?
There's no comments.
There are comments.
Where? Okay. You go find where you need to find and talk about the comments.
Okay.
You have one really long function, no?
Looks like.
Yeah. That function was.
Can you scroll up to the beginning of that function?
We need to wrap up soon.
It's really hard to move with this thing. Sorry. But this one.
Yeah.
What does that function do?
So this one says send notification to a nearby recipient. Okay, so the reason why this function is long.
No, you got.
The reason why
30
this
seconds.
function is long is because there was something I was trying to do. Okay, in JavaScript there is a technique called promises. Okay, now you want to loop through everybody who has received your broadcast and then send them a notification. Okay, so you can't have a promise inside a loop. So we had to change the design pattern we use for that. That's why you see this long function. So this function will check an array for each user. And after it has done for every user, it will rerun the function itself until the array is empty. This is so that we can get the promises before the function ends. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. If the promise was in the loop, the promise will always run when the loop has already ended. So we had to change the design pattern for.
Okay.
For the
I think time is up.
I said something the last time that I thought you guys were going to work on. I had told you that it was easy to create ghost accounts.
Okay.
And so you put in a number or any number, and then how did you rectify that?
We rectified it. It's in the update.
It's in the update.
This is the same thing I was talking about.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
No, don't just say
No, it's not. It's not in the update. When you say it's in the update, it dodges what we're talking about. Wait, you have a server that has all these database going inside it, right?
Yeah.
I'm verified.
And I'm able to send you data that is wrong, and you accept it. And you want me to take it that correction is in the client? No, it doesn't work that way.
Okay.
Because I just did one now, and it's gone through. I don't know about your update. Secondly, I've reached 3 people, but I'm unable to see who they are.
Yeah, no, you won't see who you've reached unless they respond.
It makes sense, the feature. Okay. Thank you, guys. All right, thank you, guys. We'll let you know how you go. We'll let you know how it goes. Thank you very much.
Hey, got some smart ideas that can change the world? Gear up! NTN Apps Challenge version 4.0 is here. You could change the way we play games, create characters that come to life, and make everyday life more interactive and easier. There is a total of 300,000 Ghana cedis in cash, 4G devices, and many other prizes to be won. Develop a concept for a mobile app or a video animation. Go to appschallenge.mtn.com.gh and submit.
3 minutes to talk about what's happened since the last time. All the judges gave you input. So what's happened since the last time we saw you? What new features or what changes have been made to the business model? We're particularly concentrating on 2 things: the business model and your code. We'll do a quick code review. You've got to explain your architecture and what you are doing in there. So you've got 3 minutes.
Use their own system. So.
It is too much.
Is that
Okay.
Let's use their own laptop.
Yeah. Can't they use their own laptops?
Yeah.
That they are more comfortable with using that.
Use your own laptop. All right.
Let's just connect their own laptop.
But if the code is what are you trying to show us from here? The back end or your code?
I'm trying to show you the code.
So you can use your laptop.
Okay.
Okay. You can be certain that the one that finishes.
Yes. Maybe while you're setting up, somebody starts to talk through. One of you starts to talk through what has happened since we last saw you.
Yeah.
Okay, so Amachi is actually quite when I came before, I said Amachi is a platform. The reason why I said that is because there are multiple components to it. And there is a back end where we use to configure the products and so on and so forth. There's a console where our clients actually interact, where the suppliers and retailers interact, and then there is a mobile app. So here I want to show you some of the.
So before you go to the code, actually talk us through how you've progressed since we last saw you, before you show us code. Yeah,
our main progress has been on working a bit more on the code, on the mobile application. We've improved the response to codes in terms of codes that are received from the supplier and so on. We've added more.
How have you improved response?
So typically, you could send a request for say 4 items, and you get a quote from the supplier, and maybe based on the price you got, you realize that the third one is too high for you. So you want to say, oh, I agree to these 3, but I don't agree to this one, so that when the invoice is generated, it reflects the ones you agree with and so on. This is part of the feedback that we've had as we met some of our suppliers and so on. So it's been an ongoing process.
Walk me through the business model again.
So the model is we are basically dealing with procurement in the pharmaceutical industry. We have the distributors on one hand and the shops on the other hand. So we are providing a mobile. We're providing a platform, but yes, the mobile app part of it is for the retailers to be able to make requests to the suppliers of things they want. And then the supplier responds to the quote, and if they agree, then an invoice is generated and the items are delivered. So that's more or less how that goes. Okay. And we
how many users are you looking to have in the next 12 months, and how much revenue are you looking to have in the next 12 months?
In the next 12 months, we expect to cover at least about 800 shops. Mm-hmm. We expect to have about 4 at least big tier distributors, and maybe close to about, let's say, 40 of the mid-tier distributors get all these on board. And we are expecting to make revenue close to, let's say, around 80,000 Ghana cedis by our last estimate. So
in 12 months, you're looking to have revenue,
yes,
revenue around 80,000. Okay.
Yes.
Do you want to, or they should go straight to the code?
So how many, have you signed on any suppliers since the last time, and how many people have started using it, if any?
As of now, we've only been able to sign on one mid-tier supplier, who's a Curious Farmer. They are both a supplier and a chain of shops. So they realize the value that they can both use it for their own chain of shops as well as others who actually order from them. But the bigger tier people, it takes a bit more time because we need to schedule meetings and bring the presentation to them. But I was actually due for one this morning, and they called us that as you come for the presentation. So we had to postpone that. We were supposed to meet East Cantonment's pharmacy today.
Okay.
There was one thing we spoke about, the authentication of the drugs. Because of all that, yeah. What new thing have you?
We expect that would happen down the line. We want the immediate beneficiaries of our system are the suppliers and the retailers, and they need to get on board and begin to get comfortable with it before we can then begin to harness the benefit to the.
There's a system of tracing such that if a retailer told you that there was a particular problem with one drug or the other, have a direct linkage.
Yes, and that we have that in. But I think we were talking more in terms of what other people do, like Sproxil and so on, and that's why I mentioned that we would probably have to do an integration with them because that's not our key competence.
But then the procurement base that you use for the consumer side to search for drugs and where to find has any progress been done at that end?
Yes, on that end, we've actually, I wish maybe if we had a browser, I could show you that. So this is more or less like a, let me just refer. This is like a Google kind of search engine we provided for people. So you can, let me do a search for a particular product. So,
but when you come and present, the other people must help you. They are not.
Okay, sorry. So it's ATOR. You know, AT. Okay, fine. Actually, ATOR VAS TATN VAS TATN TN. Yeah, remove the A from the S and just no. Okay, so that's a drag. Okay, so the number of mistakes in wait. No, let's go back. So it's ATORVASTATN. Let's see if that gives me something. Yeah. Okay. Actually, the spelling is wrong. It's supposed to be TIN, but we intentionally made it TN. And what we are using a full text search engine called Elasticsearch. This is one of the topmost full text search engines on open source full text search engines. So even when you make mistakes in typing, we can get it. It depends on, we need to skew it a bit more so that the number of wrong characters, it's still be able to detect it. Right now it's quite tight, so it's only one character. We're still able to make it out. But the point is we are giving users the ability to do a search for products, and if they, based on the results, we can map out where they are likely to find it. Right now, we actually don't, we've only put in some dummy information for you. So this is, at the end, this is what it's going to look like based on the procurement information that is running through the system.
Okay, let's go to
but this is just a dummy.
All right, let's go to the code quickly.
Okay. Okay, so, and then let's go to, let me do.
Walk us through the architecture before you start showing us functions.
Yeah, let me do that. Okay, so the application, like I said, it is made up of multiple components, but it's mostly driven by Java EE, Enterprise Java. It's highly modular, and our business logic is separate from the presentation layer. We have a dedicated REST endpoint where the mobile app, which is built with Ionic hybrid framework, is able to actually communicate to the application. So there are actually quite a number of components. To just focus on, let's just look a little bit at the REST services. So this is, let's say, for obtaining orders. So yeah, I mean, if you want to obtain an order by its ID, that's how we've implemented with the comments and so on.
Zoom in a little bit, like so. Can you see?
Yeah, I can see a little bit, but if it zooms in, that's okay.
Yeah, zoom in a little bit.
Not okay. I think I need to use the.
Does Control Plus do anything?
No, I'm not sure it will. I need to use the IDs on Zoom. What? You think so? Yeah. Okay, go on. I don't think so.
Okay, you continue with.
Yeah. So.
So you can just explain based on the other services that.
Okay. So for example, this is to get the. Everything is driven by a purchase order. And so at the most basic level, we give you, starting off, the order API. And everything related to orders, getting them, updating the status and so on, all of that is handled in here. You can see we have, here's a reference to order service.getQueryService.find based on the ID you give us. This is an EJB. This is where all our business logic is. So all you need to do is just pass your ID, you get your order, and we format it in an object that can be transmitted either to JSON or to XML. So we don't care which format you want it, we'll give it to you. This is basically following standard Java JAX-RS API that Java provides. So I mean, the same thing applies, let's say, for products, how to get a list of products. We provide...
So how you add a product?
How we add a product. No, the product you can't add a product from outside.
No. You guys add the product.
Yes, the products are added on the back end. So all you need to do is create an order and say...
How do you add the product?
How do we... Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah. Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, how do we add the product? Yeah. The product we have were loaded in we obtained it from the Food and Drugs Board. So we loaded it.
It's a one-time upload?
Yes.
How do you do that?
To the database?
CSV file.
Right.
We loaded into the database. And we continue to maintain it. We also have a means to add more to it via either CSV or via... Well, then
is it that you do it via CSV? It's
and you can edit it yourself. You can actually add new ones onto this. That's what you want to see. Yeah. Okay, so let me take you to the back end. This is good. So let's just...
I want to see the code.
You want to see the code?
Yes, sir. Okay,
so... this is, let's see, yeah. Okay, so this is, let's see, the view of drugs. Okay, so this is a backing bean. What in JS we refer to this as a backing bean that when you maybe enter stuff, it binds itself to the data that you enter and automatically allows you to persist it. So if we are logged in, you would have seen a table which has a list of products, and that is populated via what this model we have here, sorted by manufacturer ID and so on and so forth. So to add, let's see. So here, this is the place where we say we are saving a product. Now, this is the drugs view. So specifically, we set the product type to drugs, and we save it. But we also have, we are dealing with both drugs and consumables. These are the two classes of items we deal with in it. So I can show you, let's say, the consumables view, which also follows the same pattern. So this is the backing bean that supports it. I can show you also the page itself.
Wait over here. Why do you have a total equals now on
That's what I'm looking at.
If you don't need it?
Sorry. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So to what I do is when I save, I want to get an update of the total number of items. So let me show you what happens. When I set it to null, then anytime we do a get for the total, then if it's null, it refetches. I hope you get it. If this is null, then it refetches the current total.
Why is null better than 0?
No, it's just a means to force it to reload.
I'm asking why is because when you say total,
yes,
you have either 0 of an item or you have
yes. So
why is
so when this is the service call that actually gets us the total. And if it does it and it's actually 0, it will set the value to 0.
No, the question is asking is why do you choose use null versus use 0 as a way to force a reload?
Because there could actually be 0 items in the database. So we want to distinguish between the fact that it has actually fetched the data and found 0.
If there is 0, then that means that I should check again to see if there is something.
Well, it's possible that there could be no products in the data.
All I'm saying is null is not a number, so it's kind of like I would rather use something.
Oh, okay, I get your point.
I would use something like -1 instead of null.
That's fine, but in here I'm using Java's standard objects. We have native objects which you need to assign a value to, and you also have Java objects where it accepts a null value. So both ways, you decide how you want to do it based on what you implement.
Okay.
Do you do any version control?
Yes, we use Git Bitbucket. I can show you the Bitbucket repository.
Okay, no problem. The other thing is I feel like you use the same backend for users, regular users, and for pharmacies.
Yes.
So you have some permission model in there which makes sure that one person in this category can't access.
Yes. So we have we've deployed Keycloak. Keycloak is a single sign-on platform provided by JBoss, and it basically allows us to really control what goes on, who has access to what. And it's just one central server. The backend connects to it, the console connects to it, the mobile app connects to it. So you can't do anything without going through Keycloak.
So you don't, is it like you don't have your own organic sign-up?
So yeah, we've not bothered. It's part of the reason why we'll be able to deliver this quickly. We didn't bother with doing any user management because Keycloak comes with it.
How about other security in your app? You go over an API, right?
Yes.
Which is HTTPS, I presume.
Yes. Right now we haven't applied the HTTPS, but we intend to. We haven't gotten to a stage where we are rolling out. So we
you have users.
Yeah. Yes.
So basically, anybody can see what your users are doing. If I get on the same network with them, I don't even have to be on the same network with them. I can see what your users are doing.
Yeah,
and I can change stuff.
No. You can't.
If it's HTTP, it's plain text.
No. It depends on what. So if for example, if you are making a request to add a new order, you're doing it over post.
Yeah, but I still can see the data. HTTP is plain text. It's not encrypted, so I can see the data. I can see that exactly this is what they are saying.
Yes.
And I can stop the data, make some changes before I let it continue.
Yeah, so the point we are trying to make is that we do have the ability to move to HTTPS.
Why is that? You don't have the ability.
We do have the ability
why
to do that.
Why aren't you using HTTPS for this kind of thing you're doing? Because I feel like it's critical.
Yes, we intend to get to do that.
Why haven't you done it so far? That's my question.
Okay,
I feel like that would be the first thing you want to do if you're going to approach. I don't know whether you got questions around security, but you promised them that this is secure. It turns out it's not because your data goes over HTTP, which is for the kind of thing you do not good. Even for blogs, that is not good. So how much more? I'm doing procurement over HTTP. So what's the plan to get onto some security?
Yeah, these are. I mean, we are staging our development and moving to what is the next thing to solve. This is before we roll out. These are the critical things that we.
I don't know, but it feels to me that HTTPS could be deployed in an afternoon. It's not a lot of work.
I understand where they're coming from. If you deliver for people to see, then you can begin to. But
yes.
I get your point.
It's a question of prioritizing our deliverables.
No. So how soon will you put it? Will you migrate? You guys.
Like
when are you launching? Live? When are you going live?
We want to at least by February, and we'll go live.
So will it be secured by February?
Yes, it will be.
Our investor hasn't spoken. Do you want to make a point? Do you want to make a few points here?
So I guess what the judges were looking for, and I'm looking for as well, is when are you going to have HTTPS rollout? When it is in your timeline?
When is it in our timeline?
Yes.
We believe at least by next week we will have it in there.
Okay. And the reason that you don't have it now is because you deprioritize it, you don't see it as important for the functionality of your application?
That's the only reason. And because we have, we've actually deployed a whole single sign-on server to handle our security. So for us, it's just a question of putting it in the HTTP, enabling it, and then we are good to go.
Okay. And what do you use for your, I know that you use Elasticsearch for search, but what do you use for your data store?
Right now, we're using Postgres.
And do you use a JDBC or do you use Hibernate? What do you use?
We use JPA with Hibernate.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, a lot of what our architecture is mostly driven by the experience I've had. I've been a technical reviewer of 2 books on Packet Publishing on Java and so on and so forth. So
you brought it to show us.
Yes.
Okay. No.
That's so you.
No, this is proof.
Just so you know.
I don't know. Okay. Proof that you are okay. Thank you, guys. You'll hear from us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay. Your idea to enter the competition now. You can enter as an individual or as a team, or a team to represent your senior high school or tertiary institution. It's a contest of ideas. Deadline for registration is 7th October 2016. MTN Apps Challenge version 4.0 is partnered by IPMC, Huawei, and ZTE. MTN Apps Challenge, solving everyday problems, changing society.
MTN, everywhere you go.
If
if I don't see this wedding with my own eyeballs, dear? It's not me.
Church rise.
I just go into the church. Okay, let me connect my earpiece.
Now you may. Rinano.
Yeah. Come and see some food stuff meat by they are sharing here. For salam. Buffet, papa.
Enjoy even more Facebook sessions with MTN free after 1. Now, talk for 1 minute and enjoy free Facebook for the rest of the day. And you still only pay for the first minute. The rest is free. Dial *315# to sign up now. Terms and conditions apply. MTN, everywhere you go.
4G is non-stop music. It's sharing and entertainment without buffering. It's gaming with no lag and movies with full immersion. 4G is business without restrictions. It's also smarter money. It's learning beyond borders. Achievement without limits.
Your business model, all that sort of thing, so that we know you've done some work on it in between.
The last time I was here, the last time I was here, I said I had 800 and almost 830 people on, almost 830 people using the app. As at the last time, it was Thursday, not this one, the Thursday before. Now it's 930.
You've added 100 users.
100 more.
So what did you do to get the 100 users?
I post on Facebook,
Right.
ran some ads on Facebook as well. I haven't been to any school yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll do that.
All right. Is that, and outside of that, what else has happened?
Yeah, outside of that, I also did some small research. I did some small research on the analytics.
Okay.
To incorporate the analytics.
Right. Have you incorporated some analytics?
No, I was just looking through, and then I was also interested in the badges, and then the fortune wheel, and all that. So I was just, going.
Okay. All right. So, so the most change has been the users. You've done research, but you haven't changed anything to the code. Has you changed anything to the code?
The code hasn't.
The code has stayed the same. You've just added more users in the meantime. Okay.
Most times I don't add the code straight away. I do a small feature because I'm still learning, so I want to understand it very well. So it's not just I just pick the code and go and dump it.
Okay.
So I just separate it and then I massage the code a bit to understand,
Right.
before I introduce it.
Okay. Can you show us the code? Let's do the code review quickly.
So this.
You have to expand it so we want to be able to read your code too.
Yeah. Okay. So because we are dealing with different years, it's a past question app, like I said, and so we have the classes for each of the years. So they should be different so that in case if I want to come back and then modify the code, it's easier. I know that if I just look through this side, I can just see that, okay, if I want to go to 94, I just click, and then I'm already there. So I'm already there. So within the first, before the onCreate method, the onCreate method basically like the main method that will run, I declare my essential variables that I need. Here I'm using a radio button. Yeah, this is a special radio button because there were certain features that I wanted. Example, the colors. And so I didn't want all the questions should have the same color. The radio button, the colors should all be the same. I didn't want that. I want it to be different so that you can, if you answer question 1, you move to question 2, the radio button colors, they are different. And so I just looked around and I found the library, read the documentation, and I implemented it. So that's what I have declared here. So this 94 is up to 60. So we have that one here. And then we have the counter variable, total questions, and then the radio group. The radio group is also here. So the radio group, in order to use the radio button, you need the radio group. It's just like the mother, and then the radio buttons are the daughter or the children. Okay. So I also declared that, and then the text views. The text view is the one that shows the correct answer. And so when you run the app, it's actually the correct answer is there, but I use the dot invisible method on the text view. So it means that you don't see it. And so when you get it wrong or correct, based on that, then I show the answer. Okay, so here too, I've just declared my text views here. Okay, so here we are connecting the views. We are connecting the views to the Java code. So it's from XML. We are referencing the views in the XML. Okay.
Okay. Are you separating your views from your views from your presentation layer from your MVC? Model View Controller, do you know what that means? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
You just mixed everything.
Just mixed everything.
And then you are.
How long have you been?
How long have you been coding?
The XML is there.
I mean, how long have you been coding?
For I started C++ like 4 years ago.
Okay.
But Android like a year now.
A year now.
Yeah,
okay. So do you know the architecture of Model View Controller?
Yeah. There's the XML here.
No, the architecture of designing your software. If you want to design software, separating logic from UI.
Yeah, I know that.
But that's not what you are doing here.
Let me show.
That's not what you are doing here.
Yeah.
Wait, are the questions files?
No, they are not files.
So
I thought I saw some too.
Try to break them out.
Yeah, file.
Yes.
Where do you store the questions and the answers?
XML.
Questions and the answers, they are strings.
They are all strings. Yeah.
But you know Android has SQLite in it.
You say you know?
Android comes with a SQLite database that every application has access to.
Yeah. I'm aware of that. But
why is this?
He just use what he knows.
He knows what he knows.
Because of the way I wanted to manipulate it. That was one of the main reasons why. When you use the database, it fetches the whole thing. You fetch the whole thing at once.
No, you can break it.
Get what you want to say, really. That what? Why is the strings method that you are using better than using SQLite?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That I wanted to fetch it individually.
Why?
And also,
you can do that with.
You can do that with databases.
SQL.
Yeah,
SQLite.
That's what I'm explaining now. And
he's comfortable with a certain.
This is what he. You know better, you do better, right?
Yeah,
this is what he knows.
Yeah, this is what he knows. That's it.
Until he's taught differently.
Everybody who is building an Android app knows that if you want to store data, the SQLite database is the best place to.
Are you a computer science student?
No.
Information technology.
Information technology.
Which is also like computer science.
Yeah, which I would have loved you to at least follow some standards. No, because for me, how you coded, this was how I coded when I started programming, you know. Yeah. And I just use what I knew to achieve goal, right? But now there's so much tutorials, so much standards, so much video out there to at least introduce some structure to your code. You understand? Yeah. It's good that you've done this, but what you've done, that's exactly the architecture of SQLite. It's just a group of text files with some logic that can search and fetch and do things better for you.
Okay.
Right?
You're recreating the wheel.
How long did it take you to build this?
I started in February.
Last year?
Yeah, last year.
So it's been 12
months. So when I tell you to add questions, it's very tedious for you, eh?
To add questions.
If I tell you to add more questions, you have to go and open code again.
Oh, no, it's not. That's why it's not.
But it is tedious. From what I see.
It's from scratch.
No, he's saying you can't
adding
without releasing a new update.
Yeah, you need to create a class, all that. It's not just an update from a back end.
Yeah. Wait, how is the question structured? How are you pulling it? Do you have a class for questions?
Yeah, there's a class for each year.
Is that?
There's a class.
I see it. You have a class for the year, but you don't have a class like question class, which has stuff like the content of the question, and then you have.
No.
I don't understand. This looks like
each year
it has section A and B.
Yeah, each year has its own
Yeah,
class.
each year
it's poorly designed.
No, so yeah, from a architecture perspective,
Yeah, very
great
poorly
design.
designed. And it took you February to November to turn up with this.
Yeah.
That's when he started doing his Android.
No.
But he has 4 years of C++, which should.
No, I don't know. C++
C++ was introduced to you through school, right?
Yeah, C++
get
doesn't
up to learn
really.
C++.
I don't know if C++ taught us standards. It just made our life difficult, no?
You could say the same thing about picking up any language and moving on to the next. That I completely forgot what I did over here and moved on.
Okay.
Well, the output is great, but the inside is...
Yeah.
This is not good architecture.
So yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where you clearly have an app that meets a need, and there are people signing up. Now there is some work, I think, on your side to be able to restructure your code, learn more about standards, and do it better. But you know what? I applaud you. I think that you've done what you could with what you have.
Thank you.
Okay.
What you've done is called innovation. You find a challenge, you don't have the means to solve it, but with what you have in hand, you found a way of doing it. I don't code.
He didn't
don't
bother
code.
to find a means to solve it.
I don't
basically.
code, but I think that you have innovated based. You thought, you created. Now these guys will help you innovate, if that's the word.
No. Like it's not
Standardizing.
innovation. It's like
It's standardizing.
seeing it through. What I'm saying,
best
like,
practice.
Yeah.
There's
there
no
are
best
best
practice
practices,
in-
and me, I'm the #1 fan of get it done before best practice.
Yeah.
Like I get things done in my own way, fast to prototype, and then I do best practices.
Yeah.
But that is not the best. If you do that and have two teams, one following the best restructure and one doing the prototype. Understand?
Yeah.
What you've done is a prototype to me, because if we should redo this, if we should take this up, we'll have to redo the whole container and everything. Probably what we will only use from here is your UI. We'll have to redesign the whole back end and get things.
So you've built a car, but you can't drive it.
You can drive it, but
you
it's
can drive
bulky.
it, but it's
it's
the
bulky.
engine is sellotaped together. No, that thing
That's
sellotaped.
why the last time I was saying that you guys need to have good friends. You don't have any other friends who can code who could have helped you with this. No. Eh? Wow.
Fair enough.
You've done
Anyway,
no.
you've
well
done well.
But this is also a way for you to learn what's out there. So.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And I asked you that if you don't win, it doesn't kill you, right? It only challenges you to do more.
Yeah.
You get it?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
there's a lot more opportunities.
Yeah, I like the spirit. Use what you know to get it done, and that's how everyone survives. Yeah.
But I started not long enough and all that.
I know, but now you learn exponentially.
It's not linear.
Gotten the
You've got
feedback.
to learn all the things. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Good work.
Who's next?
And health for everyone. It's love, family, joy, and everything else. 4G is life. Get a 4G device today and live on the next level. MTN 4G. Hello, future.
MTN. Everywhere you go. Life is better with MTN Mobile Money. It's easy, fast, and super convenient. Experience the new world of better money.
Hey, got some smart ideas that can change the world? Gear up! MTN Apps Challenge version 4.0 is here.
So AF Radio is basically an Android app that will help you stream radio shows that are of interest to you rather than radio stations. We do this because radio stations have a problem of tracking who exactly their listeners are, and that is what AF Radio seeks to solve. So on the consumer side, we are good for people who want to subscribe to radio shows and know how much, follow the radio shows on social media and stuff like that. But behind the scenes, we are helping the radio stations track how people are listening to their radio shows, how long they've been listening, what they like, what they don't like, their interests. This will help the radio stations make informed decisions about what shows to put on and what shows to remove. That is a little bit about AF Radio. Since the last time I came here, I had about 500 downloads. I slowed a bit with the downloads because I wanted to talk to the customers and figure out.
You have 500 new downloads?
No, since last time I came here, I had 500 downloads.
Right.
But I haven't pushed on the downloads front
Okay.
because I want to understand how exactly my users are using it and what works for them and what doesn't work.
Okay.
So enable me make.
So how many customers have you talked to, and what have you learned from them?
I spoke to about 5. The thing about AF Radio is that because you don't sign in, I have to sort of the word is not track, but I have to figure out who is, okay, I use the Play Store review, people who are tweeting from the app and stuff like that. I find their handles on social media.
And then okay.
Yeah.
The 5 people, what have they said to you?
So for them, data is a big issue when it comes to listening to radio, especially if they are not on Wi-Fi. They like the fact that they can stream radio shows without having to go and find out when the times are and when the times are not. They also like the playback because not all of them can listen to radio all the time, and they would like for the playback to be better. A few of them have...
What do you mean better?
So the way our playback works, sometimes we miss some of the shows, especially because of radio station streams. When the stream drops, we miss it because we are recording directly from the stream. But they are telling us that they wish those would be better, and that is not something we can immediately fix right now. But that is beside the point.
Okay.
So we had a feature inside the app where people didn't know exactly how much data their apps were consuming. So we put in a simple mechanism that will tell you that for the remaining 30 minutes that you are going to be listening to City Breakfast Show, it's going to consume 50 megabytes. And that was cool with them. That was one reason some of them were using. Feedback, that is about feedback.
Okay, so you've got 5 people to give you feedback, and you've made changes to your code.
Yes, I have.
Right, so just be very clear on what changes have been made on the code.
So before the playback, you couldn't forward or go back. So we put in a simple mechanism that will forward the playback when you skip, so that you can be able to skim through.
Okay, so
the
that's
playback.
one change. What's the next change?
Unfortunately, that change was a bit technical, like very technical, so it took a while.
Okay, so that's one change that's been made since the last time we saw you.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone have any more questions on the so did you explain the business model?
Yeah, I did it last time, but I
Right.
can say it again. So we are going to charge the radio stations for a fee based on the number of people they want to track or the number of data points
Okay,
they want
all
to.
right, I remember this. So how many radio stations have you talked to since the last time we spoke?
I haven't spoken to any more.
You haven't spoken to any more?
Yes.
How many have you signed up?
I have 3FM, Unia FM, Connect FM.
So
They are
you've at
willing to
least-
work.
They are willing to work
Yeah,
with
but
you. Have
I've
they
been
signed, are they paid you yet? Or
They haven't paid.
But they've signed to use the...
Yes. So when I did that, while I spoke to my users, I realized that data was a big concern to them. So I was talking to Daniel Na of MTN to see how we can come up with a subscription model where people will subscribe and listen to radio for free, not using data, so that we get over the hurdle of.
Right. Can we see the code now? This needs to be bigger. We can barely see anything.
Just a moment.
You have 2 minutes more left.
Yeah.
Talk us through the architecture.
Yeah, so it's an Android app.
No, can you read?
Can you make it?
Yeah, I want to put it on presentation mode so that. I think it's not working.
You've got 2 minutes more.
So, it's frozen.
You talk about the mechanics, like the architecture.
The architecture of the code.
Yeah, so basically it's an Android app, and I'll speak to that one for now. So I use MVP architecture.
You don't have a backend?
I have a backend.
I actually speak to the backend first.
So the backend is Meteor receivables for the API. I use a bit of Python for the recording. That one uses RabbitMQ for the messaging service, and the backend for the how do you call it? The customer-facing part, we use React.
Okay.
That's it. I can open that.
Yeah, so open the backend and talk us through the architecture of the backend.
Just a moment.
What's the problem?
When I project, I can't click on the mouse.
So just open it and then just try and zoom in, because it's.
Don't project.
Is it because are you mirroring, or you can extend?
This is a double screen.
Oh, okay, cool. You can draw stuff over there. Good.
You've got, I'll give you another 30 seconds. No, we'll just.
Okay, you talk about the architecture, the design. You don't want to see, like, how is the client communicating with the server and all that.
Yeah.
And your architecture, your design pattern.
Yeah, so this is a Meteor app, and the thing with Meteor is that you are free to put everything anywhere. If you can, can you see?
Just talk through it. Your time is up. So.
Okay, so there are different parts. This is not the Meteor app. So, okay, there are different parts to the app. There's the API section. The API REST, you send requests from the mobile app, and then you get served data. The data you get is the stations, the shows, and the schedules. Basically, that is what the back end is for. We also have an analytics part to it. So when you are listening, when you start and when you stop, what you've been listening to, how long you've been listening, that is also transmitted to the back end. We, as administrators, have a panel where we open and see all the data. We can input our shows, we can input our stations. Another part of the back end is the Python part that does the recording. It communicates with the Meteor app through APIs, because it's sort of a common language. So that one, when you click the record button in the back end, it sends an API call to that one. It inserts a task into the database, and then we have a RabbitMQ server that keeps on running, sort of a message broker, so that when the task is up, basically for the cron job, so that when the task is up, it just pulls it up and does the recording. That's how it works.
But you can't show us the code of how you actually set up the streams in your CMS?
I can.
Yes, so show us. Like, I'm still not getting.
What I'll do is I'll do a local host and then show it for you.
Whichever way you can show us.
So I'm running the
Oh, it happens. It's not working.
Okay, we can't see it. Okay. Yeah. All right then. We haven't seen code. We haven't.
Go ahead and show the Android part, if that's the easy part to
okay.
We haven't seen code, so I don't know.
This is the Android code.
Yeah.
And I wanted to put it in presentation mode so that it will be larger for you guys to see.
Fine, just talk us through.
Yeah, so there's the main, there's the manifest, I have my packages, I have RX streams, RX Java for handling API calls and threading issues to make it easier. I have an OpenMX player to handle my streams. I'll show you the modules in a bit. And I use the MVP architecture, model view presenter, so that it makes testing easier. That way, in the future, we can catch all regressed issues easier. Yeah. So. Yeah. Let me change this to. Okay. Yeah, these are the basic packages. This is a small library I wrote to handle chips, sort of text inside rounded corners. Other libraries, but this is the main library that does the streaming. I called it the OpenMX player. That gets the streaming URL of the radio station from our back end, and this is what does the computation, buffering, and stuff to play it. Say again.
No, go. Keep going.
Yeah. So this basically.
Okay, now you've done an extra 5 minutes. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's
okay. All right.
We have no doubt that you.
I don't know. I haven't seen the code, so but okay.
I can.
Which part of the code you want to see?
I want to see the back-end code, but you've run out of time.
Right now you can't.
You can't show it, but yeah. I want to see the back-end code. But that's fine.
If you step aside, I'll be happy to show it to you.
Fine.
Yeah, maybe
I'll come find you. Yeah.
Later, but
okay.
The timing is part of the challenge.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
No problem.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right.
You could change the way we play games, create characters that come to life, and make everyday life more interactive and easier. There is a total of 300,000 Ghana cedis in cash, 4G devices, and many other prizes to be won. Develop a concept for a mobile app or a video animation. Go to appschallenge.mtn.com.gh and submit your idea to enter the competition now. You can enter as an individual or as a team, or a team to represent your senior high school or tertiary institution. It's a contest of ideas. Deadline for registration is 7th October 2016. MTN Apps Challenge version 4.0 is partnered by IPMC, Huawei, and ZTE. MTN Apps Challenge, solving everyday problems, changing society. Hey, got some smart ideas that can change the world? Gear up! MTN Apps Challenge version 4.0 is here. You could change the way we play games, create characters that come to life, and make everyday life more interactive and easier. There is a total of 300,000 Ghana cedis in cash, 4G devices, and many other prizes to be won. Develop a concept for a mobile app or a video animation. Go to appschallenge.mtn.com.gh and submit your idea to enter the competition now. You can enter as an individual or as a team, or a team to represent your senior high school or tertiary institution. It's a contest of ideas. Deadline for registration is 7th October 2016.
Okay, good morning. Since we last met, we've been given some suggestions.
The link business, the CRM.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So, since the last time we came, the suggestions that you gave to us, we're able to factor them into the app, which has made it better than.
So what were the suggestions? You didn't even tell us what your app is. You just, because people are watching on TV and they.
Okay, the app is Lean Business and Inventory Management app. Okay, so.
It's not inventory, but let's go.
Okay.
It's a CRM. It's not an inventory management system.
Thank you.
But yeah, so talk.
You suggested that we do some integrations. The last time when we came, we had a problem. When somebody makes a part payment, we couldn't take care of that. But we've gone to take care of that now. And
what else?
Yeah, basically that's what we've done since.
So, yeah, so what you've done,
We're also able to export now from, yeah, we can now import Excel files into it.
Import Excel files.
Yeah.
What are you importing?
If you do your stock management with using Excel, you can import it here.
Okay. What else?
For now, that's what we've.
So the last time you came, you were saying something about selling it for 20 Ghana cedis. So is that your?
No.
Has there been any refinement to the business?
Yes, we've gone to review all those things.
Okay, so what's the new business model? How much are you looking to make over the next 6 months? How many users are you expecting on your platform over the next 6 months?
Okay, we realized that we can sell the app to users 150 Ghana cedis.
150 Ghana cedis per month per user, still unlimited users.
Yes.
Okay.
And
so over the next 6 months, how many customers do you want to have, and how much revenue are you looking to have?
We projected that within a month, we should be able to get 42 users, those who buy the app,
right,
who sell the app to.
So hold on, I'm seeing numbers behind this. Is that which time period? So the first year you want to make 9,200. The first month you want to make 9,200.
No, the first month, this is the
expenditure.
The requirement, yeah, what we require to.
Okay, and how much are you going to make?
In the first month, we are going to be making a break-even. It's going to be more or less a loss.
You are not breaking even. You are in a negative. You haven't broken even.
Yes, that is because people. That is because when you look at the.
So don't use the word wrongly. You haven't broken even.
All right.
Making a loss.
And in the first year, what are you looking to make?
In the first year, we'll be making 41,000.
And how much is the expenditure? 44,000.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the second year.
No, actually, this is the profit we'll be getting. That is our expectation, the profit.
Oh, so how much revenue? You don't understand what I'm saying when I say revenue. How much revenue are you making in the first?
85,000.
If stuff bigger increases.
Yeah, this is the.
So 85,000 in the first year.
Yeah.
Okay, and then so you are making 40,000 the whole year.
Yeah, as a profit.
Okay, as profit, and then the next year is 122.
Yeah, 122,400.
Okay.
The profit will be around 70,000. That's our expectation.
So that's somebody. Okay, that's
your percent increment over the years. What are you looking?
We're looking at a 25% increment.
Okay, that's fine. Let's look at
every year you purchase or your amortizing costs, your furniture, your equipment. What are you doing?
They're not doing amortization. They can't. They're buying new. They're just setting it up as new
Yeah, we just...
It's not proper.
Every year they buy a new one.
Yeah, it's not proper budget.
So on our balance sheet, you will see that the cost there will be reducing because we're going to be depreciating them. Depreciation will take effect of them.
Okay, show us in the code. You said you've made the part payment bit. Show us in the code the part payment bit. Also, we said something about linking your sales order to your invoice to your payments. Have you done that? But this also takes in account that your team still stays 3 people.
Come again.
Your budget stays, does it have employee costs in there? Did you say employee costs in there?
Yeah, it was there.
So 3 people all through the 3 years?
No,
Uh-huh.
For now, we are 3 working on the project currently. But then we are...
What's your budget in the first year for employee-related costs?
It's about 2,500.
For the whole year?
I think I have to go back and look at it.
You don't know your numbers?
I don't have it off it. Let me see.
Allowances, that's what you've written there.
Yeah, that is 30,000.
30,000 for the 3 of you the whole year, which is 10,000.
No. Yeah, we are looking at employing extra 2 hands. So
extra 2 hands, and those extra 2 hands plus those 5 people.
Yes, 5.
At 30,000 in total for a whole year.
Yeah.
Year 2, you are only at 3,600.
No. It's
Year
36.
2, for now, we are not paying salaries. We are looking for committed people where we'll be...
You are not paying salaries.
Yes,
I don't understand. So
are
the 3 of you
allowances.
are going to what? Eat Gary for the first year.
That's why we are calling it allowance.
So you have some small allowance.
Yes, which is estimated at 5.
50,000. So 10,000 a year divided. So 10,000 a year divided by 12. How much do you earn a month?
10,000.
You don't. But that's a number, right? So your number you're saying.
Yeah, but even year 2.
This will give
You're saying there are 5 people. 5 people, 30,000. Is that what you're saying? 5 people.
500 Ghana cedis.
5 people, 30,000, right? So that's what 6,000 per annum per person. How much is that? So that's 6,000 divided by 12. That's how much you earn a month.
That's easy. Okay, so go back to your code.
Go back to your code. You'll be answering the question and go.
3,600 there, so.
So no, so work it out. You clearly. That's fine. So you tell me. So 6,000 divided by 12. That's how much you make a year.
500 Ghana.
500 Ghana. So 500 Ghana per person in the team for over the next 3 years. That's what. No, it's per month per person. But there hasn't been that much of an increase the next year. So for the next 3 years, you will be earning, each one of you will be earning 500 Ghana cedis a month. 550, 500 is no more than 600.
You wrote 3,600 in fact.
It's a mistake in the
It's 36,000.
36,000. No, we just want to understand where you're projecting.
Increment. No, so basically.
Do you know how much CRMs are sold standard? Like, have you investigated CRMs across in Ghana and who uses local CRMs and how much they cost?
No, they are creating a product first before they look for money.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fine.
But then you own the business, right? Yeah. So if you earn 500, it's you. You just pray that.
Oh, but the two they are adding, but they are adding 2 people and saying that.
Yeah, so
which
they
developer
can be
will you get for
500
Ghana cedis a month?
So those 2 people can be enjoying your 500, and you, since the business is yours. Like for me, for this kind of founder remuneration thing, it's normal for any bootstrapping business.
No, but they are adding 2 more people.
But then they are working with the notion that they'll be making more money, and then they can pay them.
No, but they are showing me their budget, and they are saying that even if you don't pay yourself, it's fine. I did 2 years, I did not pay myself. It's fine. But you're bringing 2 people. Which 2 people are you bringing? What skill sets will you be bringing into the company? There's 2 groups of people 2 people you're bringing.
Okay. We want people, for example.
What skills are you looking for?
Professional programmers.
Professional programmers. You're going to get 2 professional programmers to come and work with you at 500.
One professional programmer.
One professional programmer at 500 Ghana cedis a month. If you find them, let me know. No, the quality developers at 500 Ghana cedis a month.
No, not really. The reason why we said that is because we are looking at somebody who is committed. For example, somebody who just graduated from programming school to join the
Even at 500, you
national
won't get
service at
national service.
Yeah, you can give some.
National service is now 500. It's now 650.
Yeah, but then
even that you won't
they
get.
still take it anyway. So if you get national service and you give some equity or something, 500 is not a bad figure to give a founding person. It's not a bad
national, even for national service.
See, a lot is happening at this level, getting people to work together for something small, and you'll be amazed of a lot of people living on such stipends, killing themselves for such.
No, it's different if you own the business. It's different if you, but you show us code. It's different that you own the. I disagree with this thing where you're this, at 600. Even I have had national service people are now at 650.
Recently, it's not bad. I don't think 500 is bad for someone that enjoys your team to be.
Right, you walk us through the code.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is my code structure. We use SQLite database to keep the information that will be inputted by the user. Okay. So this is the database form. We have a table for customers.
No, I don't want to walk us through architecture.
Is this client server or it's one standalone on a person's computer? It never goes over the internet.
This is standalone.
On a person's computer, it never goes over the internet.
Yes, please. Right. But then we are working on.
Don't worry about it. Let's talk about this one.
Okay, sure. So it's a standalone.
This is VB, right?
No, B4A, but it uses VB.
What's B4A?
Basic for Android. So it uses basic language, but a modern type.
Is this? Oh, it's an Android app.
Yes, yes.
Android app.
But you don't use Java, or you don't use
basic for Android.
Yes.
You don't use Java, or you don't use hybrid.
No.
Why did you choose basic for? I'm interested. I'm just interested.
Oh, okay. Basic for Android. Actually, it's also it builds native applications, and then I come from a VB background, so this also is easier to.
It's the middle way to.
I like you. You know, I've been a Visual Basic programmer for a long time. And if I were still a Visual Basic programmer, I'll be doing basic for Android. That's strong.
Thank you.
Okay. Walk us through architecture. Don't walk us through the whole architecture of the system before you start showing us particular functions.
Okay. So when the
is it through Visual Studio or Xamarin?
No, this it has its own ID.
IDE.
Very light ID.
It means that community is still strong, growing strong.
So this is the settings page. The code behind the settings.
Do you use any version control?
No.
Why?
Version control.
What do you expect? Basic for Android now?
No.
What happens if you lose the code? It's a good idea to have some version control, especially distributed version control where you host somewhere.
Yeah. What happens if somebody loses their laptop?
Actually, they support Tortoise SVN.
Okay.
So that's what you use.
That's what you use.
But
that's wrong on many levels. Never do that again.
Okay, currently I will use Dropbox for backup, but then we don't use it.
Yeah, no. There's Git, there's Bitbucket.
Okay.
There are many ways. Don't do that.
How long have you been programming?
I would say 2 years.
2 years.
Yes. But I'm a self-taught programmer. So.
That's fair enough.
And you use Visual
Most
Basic.
people in Ghana are self-taught, so it's not unique.
You use Visual Basic?
Yes, please.
And you started from where? .NET?
I started from QBasic.
QBasic.
Yes, and then
2 years ago, QBasic.
Yes.
Wow.
Which university did you say you're self-taught? But did you learn anything from uni?
No. I actually did accounting at school.
What computer did you use to run QBasic?
QBasic. Okay, sorry. The QBasic I learned, I think, back in 8 years.
Yeah, that's
8, 9.
What computer runs QBasic now?
Okay, so walk through the architecture. I haven't gotten a sense of your architecture now.
Okay. So the code behind the settings, I use models, separate activities for all the procedures.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the activity for the settings page. You know, when you log into the app, the first page you go to the setup. So this is the code. So here it's directs, every button directs to a new activity.
It's just not okay.
So new vendor, new product, new customer.
So there's no MVC.
Come again?
MVC, architecture model view controller.
I No.
Are you separating your presentation layer from your business logic layer?
I still don't get that.
I don't know how I'm going to
Why
explain
do
this now.
why do you have so much SQL, like raw SQL statements? Did you mind trying to take that out, like abstracting and using some sort of ORM?
As at this point, I'm just checking whether the database is actually up and running.
Yeah, but you could have all this in a function, right? And just call abstracting your, that's what they're saying, okay.
Yeah, sure.
Because it's hard for me because now we even have to explain MVC, so it means that...
No, the thing is, you know, for a Visual Basic programmer, you shouldn't expect him to
No. I refuse to accept that
I'm
as
not
a
saying that
visual
it's a good thing. I'm telling you your expectation in terms of someone who started programming with Visual Basic. A lot of things are abstracted. It takes time to even understand object-oriented programming if you're a Visual Basic programmer.
But then I can't buy your app, right? Then I can't buy your app because you don't have the structure.
A lot of programs run on Visual Basic, which is business intelligence, and that is how the community flows. So what I get from you is fine. You've not used any architecture, but you've shown that you're a VB programmer concentrated on your interface and your business intelligence. I can see like list views and all that.
I think
you've not used standard ways of designing apps, right? And for me, I feel that now, if you are a programmer, whether Visual Basic or C#, or because .NET is integrated into one. When you are programming Visual Basic, C# is just another file. You understand? So, and I know that Visual Basic has tried enough for you to understand object-oriented design. So some of these questions that you are not able to answer, if it were 5-7 years ago, I would accept no as an answer because of VB6 abstraction. But now you need to understand that design pattern, right? So as much as the app looks clean,
looks very clean.
The back end is not well structured, which I know the Visual Basic compiler does a lot of restructuring in the background, but then they themselves are not at the level of MVC and all that. You are just concentrating on the problem and you are trying to solve it with what you know, right? Is that it?
Yes, sir.
So, but you need to be more technical if you call yourself a programmer and manage the tech. So, do you know of Microsoft SQL Server?
Yes, please.
SQL Server Express?
Yes, please.
Have you used it?
No, I've not used it. I've experienced it, but I've not used it in depth. Yes.
Wow.
I think I transfer my knowledge from there to the SQLite.
SQLite is file-based, though. It's not SQL.
Okay.
So for me, you have a good idea. You have attempted solving a problem. There's a business opportunity to it. But from the technical questions I'm getting, I don't feel you have the technical know-how to win the apps challenge. But that doesn't stop you from making a business out of this.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yes. So, I mean, what we're saying is you've done an amazing job as somebody who's an accountant who's taught themselves how to code to get it. I see that they jump from Excel to VB.
Yes.
Yeah, I see the link. There are just, I think if you keep doing it, and part of it is joining communities, right? So if you join a community, you will learn about what the standard practice is, what you can do right, what you can do wrong. Dev Congress, right? Yeah. Dev Congress is a good place to go. I talk to you, it's a good place to go. There's a community of developers that you can learn from. I congratulate you on sort of just how clean the UI of the system is. I think that there's a lot of work that you guys need to do sort of on the back end to learn and figure out what you need to do better, right? But, you know, the question of, because I was going to ask how much it would take to buy you guys out, right? Buy you guys, join my team, how much it will cost. But here's the thing, I think that I could, you know, the the depth behind
the
it
value
is
is
not,
really
it's not
small
strong
now.
enough. Right.
Yeah.
There are things that need to be done in the
It's
back
not
end.
strong enough, but for me, I get it. You know, for me, if I were a Visual Basic person, I would use Visual Basic to even code a compiler and tell you why Visual Basic is the best language. But the communities that I talk about, look for Visual Basic communities that are hardcore. I know how that community works. They are very political about the abstraction of Visual Basic, and they fight anyone who bashes Visual Basic. So if you want to be a Visual Basic programmer, you have to have that aggression to defend the language, because that's how that community works. And if you enter the dev, they will be talking C++, C#. I know how that feeling is for Visual Basic, because I've been a Visual Basic programmer for a long time, and I know how that feels like until I started coding C# and C++ and all those things.
Okay.
It's still a strong language, but make sure you grow into it and understand architecture so that you can defend the community better. They wouldn't be happy seeing you here, putting your head down like that.
You want to make money or you want to become coders? What is the idea? Why are you here?
It's, we want to make money through
this, right? So you can employ somebody.
To do the
you can get a partner whose job is to code. Your job is to bring your knowledge like you have done to get this thing forward.
You've got a clean.
If you don't win the apps challenge, you can make a business out of this. That's what I'm telling you. The coding, the V-Basic, the whatever, you can pay people to do that.
Yeah.
Don't concentrate too much on that one.
Not 500.
Have a solid project. Get someone, give him a portion of your parts, your shares. Let that person be the one who rounds this up so it becomes
because it does look really good.
It looks very good. I would have been happy when you came with your business intelligence and the front end is Visual Basic. Then I'll be glad. You know, be like,
All right, guys. Thank you so much.
You too.
All right, you hear from us. I'm willing to buy shares, though.
Yeah. Hey, got some smart ideas that can change the world? Gear up. NTN Apps Challenge version 4.0 is here. You could change the way we play games, create characters that come to life, and make everyday life more interactive and easier. There is a total of 300,000 Ghana cedis in cash, 4G devices, and many other prizes to be won. Develop a concept for a mobile app or a video animation. Go to appschallenge.mtn.com.gh and submit your idea to enter the competition now. You can enter as an individual or as a team, or a team to represent your senior high school or tertiary institution. It's a contest of ideas. Deadline for registration is 7th October 2016. MTN Apps Challenge version 4.0 is partnered by IPMC, Huawei, and ZTE. MTN Apps Challenge, solving everyday problems, changing society.
MTN, everywhere you go.
If I don't see this wedding with my own eyeballs, dear, it's not me.
Church rise.
I just go into the church. Okay, let me connect my earpiece.
Now you may. Remember.
Yeah. Who is this who stop meets by their sharing here? For salam.
My name is Harold Hugh Williams, and this is my partner, Isaac Kwekuneti. We have two applications, one being GameSwap and...
You want to talk about GameSwap?
You're going to present GameSwap.
We don't have a lot of time.
Okay. So GameSwap is a platform for...
we know it already. We asked it. When you came in the last time, we said XYZ. Tell us if anything has changed about it.
Yes, please. So we've improved our offline functionality.
Exactly.
Yes. Realize when you put the app on, then you don't have data. The UI changes, and then you have some offline capability. You can still save stuff, and when your internet connection picks up, when the internet connection picks up, it is uploaded. Yes. So that's what we've added. Right. Now moving on to our financial projections.
Okay, so mainly what we are using for generating income is advertisements. So we have various ad services that will be running whilst the app is opened. And with the advertisements for it calculates it with impressions. So for every 1,000 impressions, averagely you get a return of $1. Okay, so then if you have about 100 users, the average income you can make within 6 months is close to about 4,000.
4,000
averagely, Ghana cedis, yes, 4,000. So in the first year, our aim is to target 100 users through various means of advertisements. And then in the second year, we aim to move up our number of users.
100 users give you 4,000 Ghana cedis. Is that what you're
100 users. Yes, but then we will also incur certain expenses because.
Okay. 100 in the first.
In the first year, per the model.
First year, you want to get 100 users, and the 100
Yes.
users will give you 4,000.
Within 6 months, yes.
Okay. In the first 12 months, you
12
want to get
months.
how many users?
100.
You want to get
Okay, the first year, 100, yes.
The first 12 months, 100.
Yes.
And that will bring you ad revenue of.
Worst case, close to 8,000, about 7,000. Yes.
Close to 8,000.
Yes.
And then what's your expenditure there?
The expenditure is close to. No, sorry. The expenditure is close to 8,000, but the revenue is a bit close to 7,000. So the difference.
So you make a loss.
Gives us a loss.
Make a loss of 1,000. Then.
Yes. And then the next year,
okay.
We stretch our user base. When we stretch our user base, the revenue.
You've got to be
goes
really
up.
fast. Come on now.
The revenue goes up. Our expenses to go up, but the percentages are not as
The
much.
net income of the next year is what, 25,000?
2,550.
Your net income is 2,000, and then in the third year, your net income is 15,000.
Yes.
Okay, that goes exponential. Okay, fine. Walk us through the code. You said you've added one more feature.
Yes. So.
Can we see that and then show us the code?
So we'll be hungry for 3 years if I put money in your company?
No. So this is our worst case scenario. If you are going to have 100 users opening the app for 10 minutes a week, we've calculated the worst case scenario. So this is how bad it's going to be, right? So you can see how viable the option is. Looking at our worst case, if you're going to just get 100 people playing the app for just 10 minutes.
What goes into our expenses?
So our expenses are, so we need to get our developer licenses. We've already acquired those, right? And then we need hosting for our servers. And then we would be doing graphics. We'd have to get a graphics guy. We don't have everything. So we would look at acquiring people and paying them part-time to get some of the things done for us.
Okay. I mean, yeah. That's fair enough. Okay, show us the code.
Okay.
You have a CMS backend, no?
We do, please.
So show us both. Show us actually show us the backend first before you show us the mobile.
Okay. So Game Swap's backend.
You have 2 minutes more, so be quick.
Okay, so Game Swap's backend.
It's not visible.
You don't see it.
Oh.
I think somebody's complaining about sound there.
So we are basically working with two database management systems. We're working with MongoDB, and we're working with Firebase.
Why did you choose MongoDB?
MongoDB, we liked the idea of a NoSQL database structure.
Right.
It gives us more flexibility to be able to manage our database collections, right? And we also used Firebase with the same thing in mind. The fact that we can easily create our database structure using JSON and manipulate them with modules that
So you're looking for the
with our
easy way
database.
out. Is that it?
Basically, it makes us develop very quickly.
Fair enough.
Yes,
Okay.
please. So we have our back end here. We have modules that help us create our database objects. We have functions to check if we are authorized or not. You realize, for our backend, you're not seeing so much code. That's the joy of using systems like these. Yes. So this is our database, what takes care of our charts using sockets, right? Our external authentication methods. Our game controllers, right?
The chat system, is it like a third party, or you wrote your
we wrote our custom and then built it on top of Firebase's real-time database system.
Okay.
So please try and move to the actual.
Yeah, can we see the back end?
Okay. So for the app, we've modularized it. We wanted to create a way by which we could make the app portable. We could be able to change certain things in it and recreate a new app using the same database and using the same coding scheme. So you realize there are a lot of functions that you see a lot of functions that we reuse. So we have a function for our subscriptions, right? We have functions to do our login, right? Talking with auth. And then we have how we manipulate our images, converting them to blobs to put in our database. We have how we sort our messages. We have things that helps us basically check our username sets. We have.
Are you the guys that are the ones that are doing the web scraping to get the data? No, or to get your games and things?
Yes, please.
You do the web scraping?
Yes, please.
Show us the functionality there.
Okay.
Show us the function there.
So we have our search, right, with its autocomplete feature. So we basically make an AJAX request to a server, right, and then get our responses. So our responses, as we are getting, we get them per keystroke. So you realize you see a loop there that gets it and passes it as an array. So you keep seeing that array on your screen. Every time you hit, it does a search, gets the data, passes onto the screen for you. And then most of our views are templates. They are dynamic. So when you have the app, actually, what you are seeing here is not a file. It is dynamic. It hasn't been created yet. So we are able to manipulate our variables and how we want them to look.
Sorry, but you're not separating your view. This is, you're literally creating. Do you call this do you use this particular sort of HTML set of div of classes anywhere else in the system?
Yes, please. So we have our views. So we have a view for how a chat uses messages.
Then why are you just not calling that view? Why are you literally hard coding that view in the function?
No, sometimes we don't initialize all our views when you load your app, right? We would want to make some of them. What if you were using the app and you never ever went to chat, or you never did something that other people would do, right? So we looked at the things that people would normally do, like create a game, swap a game, and all the others that weren't really.
Are you using anything like a hybrid framework?
Yes, please.
What are you using?
Framework 7.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Does it have something like a component system where you're able to build components?
Precisely. So that is basically how we are doing it.
So
you realize that
that's how you're supposed to explain inside.
Okay.
You're going about it.
Okay. Yeah. So you realize that with our the only place we actually have full HTML is our first page, which defines every dependency that we have for us.
Everything else is on.
Everything else is a template, sort of. Yes. So you can go to create console. You realize that it doesn't have that normal HTML structure. It's a fragment, sort of. Yes.
You create a user on your platform. You have to. Is there create user?
Yes,
please. An account.
Yes, you can create an account.
Can anybody test to see if? Because we did that. No, we did the thing where we double checked if people could create dummy accounts and things like that. We double check.
So just show. Do you do any verification before you
Precisely
show that part of the code?
Okay. So
which schools are you from?
secondary school, we both went to Infant Spem College, Infant Spem School.
Yeah,
sorry.
good.
And I went to University of Ghana, Legon, Computer Engineering.
And I went to KNUST, Petroleum Engineering.
Petroleum Engineering. So what are you doing on the team? Just what's your role on the team? Just interesting. I don't mean it in a bad way. It's just what's your role on the team?
Okay, so in terms of the layout design, maybe how we should do this, the approach we should use.
Are you the UI? You are the UI person. You do the UI design.
Not fully, but yeah.
Okay, so then what's your role? Because you are like not fully, half-half.
Okay, so
which is one?
In building the idea from stage by stage, I helped in implementing it that way because it started small, and then we realized that no, we should include this.
So what happens if we don't give you the win? What happens to the app if you don't win?
So our worst case scenarios that you saw, the model that we had was based on we don't have MTN. What do we do?
All right.
Because MTN coming in is extra marketing.
Right.
It's extra marketing, meaning if we win or when we win, we would get a lot of people seeing the app, wanting to try the app. That is where we are targeting. That first moment where you install the app and check out, oh, can I answer this? Can I do that? Does it have this functionality or not? Those few key minutes out, we used to get money.
Do you have the validation code up?
Yeah, so...
by the way, how many of you code?
I am the code.
You're the only person code. So you have something like version control in there?
Yes, we have version control.
What do you use?
We use Git.
And what do you host it?
Bitbucket.
Okay, because that one will give you some free money.
Okay. Time is on.
All right,
quick one before you move on.
Yeah, for me, the business aspect is what I'm looking at. And I see game business to be really big.
Yes, please.
Yes, I have a little problem with your revenue. 4,000 a year, a whole year. I don't know how big you want to expand, but I see games as very engaging with a lot of followings, children, everybody. And I think that you need to look at that once more. And an investor is here, is looking at where to put his money, and that's what I'm getting, 4,000 a whole year. It looks, well, you said it's a worst
case scenario.
But still, it's quite low. Secondly, I'm looking at why do you think you should win this game competition segment?
Okay.
Let me put it that way.
First of all,
give me the reasons. Give me 3 reasons why you think your game should win that category.
We are in an industry that is coming up. If you're able to get that niche market in its budding stage, it will take us really far. People are now catching up with games and how we interact with games and how we socialize with games. That is how, looking at the model outside, that is the model EA Sports, that's the model that Tapa Talk, everybody used to catch it. And Ghana is now there. We want to get it as it's starting, and we go with them.
Yeah.
Yep, it's fine. It's fine with me. I think you've said everything. I have no doubt of your technical competence. You've explained everything. So, yeah, good job.
Thank you.
So a programmer's one of the biggest programmer's skill set is laziness, and hubris and laziness. And clearly, you've shown us that hubris and laziness. Okay, thank you, guys.
Good. Thank you.
All right. Okay. You can have the second. Sorry, what are they called again? What was it called?
You have to. The second is picture GH.
Okay. You guys did a picture GH.
Again, so okay.
Okay, so you don't have that much time. You've eaten into picture GH time.
So yes, quickly run through it.
Okay. So we had a draft model that we made that we just want you to look at. We are now. It's not final yet. How many do we have?
It's like a whole document.
Yeah, we sat down to write.
That's right. They clearly want to show they put in effort, right? So they have a financial plan.
Is that what, technical document or
It's
financial?
not a technical, it's a financial document with the projections.
So please have a look at it. It's not perfect. I know.
At least you sat down.
Yes, please.
Write it.
Okay, send me a soft copy.
Basically, you
please.
That is, but then I think you guys, okay.
Cost you gave Game Swap.
Yeah, we're looking at ads, the ad section. So you realize that the values change slightly, but they are not exactly the same.
Okay.
It's the same values.
So you talk about low barrier to entry. Well, I see they've got industry analysis and the things that they're going to deal with. Okay, go on, quickly.
Yeah, so basically, Picture GH2, we adopted a similar model, worst case scenario. Since we are using advertisements, it still uses the impressions. We still started with 100 and then moved to 200 and then 400 over a 3-year span. And the values we got were quite close. This is not the final values, since we'll still undergo some little research and then see what we can do to improve upon it. We would like to move into the source code section.
Before we move to the source code, or whilst I'm doing that, we also realize that puzzle games, using our research, puzzle games actually get a lot of users to spend time in them. That is what we are targeting. Spend time in the app, get stuck, and we will make money.
Brilliant.
Yes, please. So this was built using native, though. Picture GH was native.
Why?
So at the time, we had wanted, ideally, in an ideal world, I wanted to do everything native, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then we looked at strengths and weaknesses of apps based on whether or not you are doing it native or you are doing it hybrid, right? And then for speed, and we were looking at speed, UI.
But this is simple game enough, easily to be done hybrid, and then you just port it on other platforms.
Yes. In the beginning, I have both skill sets. So I started it in Android and went
you
in Java. Yes. So the main purpose of this app, again, if anything, this has more portability. We're looking at using frameworks like Butterknife, Dagger, Hugo to add dependency injection, so that you wouldn't need to take away a module and have to let your app break. Like you actually manage your dependencies well. We use something like Bolt so that we can get promises into our application, right? So our main application, yes. Why? So our main application, and you realize you see a lot of hex code on the screen. You see them a lot. We realized that converting some of the values or the strings that were recurrent in our app that didn't really change to hex made the app significantly faster, especially when you're using so much text. You can just, so long as it's not really changing, you can convert all of them to hex and use them. So that's it. So these are like changes that we made to the app after the presentation.
How significant was the change?
So loading time increased by about 20%. It's reduced by about 20%. And even the rate at which the ads showed, even though you had to make an internet connection, reduced by 5-10%, which I think is very significant.
Yeah.
Yes. So our game application, the Java file is the home of the application, right? That's where our app is initialized. And then we have other functions that call external services and core services, as we named them. The external services have things like shared lists. We'd want to be able to know when the last time you opened the app was, how long has the app been open. Personally, we are using that for analytics, to know where users play the most, or which level they get stuck on the most, so that we can show how we show the ads if you are inactive for 30 seconds, show an ad. When was the last time you opened the app? Last 2 days. We can be able to tell that like user tendencies with things like the scheduler.
Are these new features you added since the last time, or is it?
No, this was there. This was there in the code. Yes. So we have things like so our core services. We have our levels, how we get the levels, how we pass them.
Can you scroll up a little bit?
Okay.
Which analytic service are you using?
Okay, we are using Flash, FLUS.
Oh, there's another one called.
Another one, and then we are using another one. I always forget the name. Let me get it for you right now. Flurry.
Flurry, yeah. I know Flurry very well. So.
Yeah, sorry, it wasn't Flash, it was Flurry.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Why? Who integrated it?
I integrated it.
And you forgot the name. Okay.
Short-term memory.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, too.
If you have anything else, we'll give you another 20 seconds to run.
What was a new feature you added?
So the new feature was load time.
Load time.
Like reducing load time. You would, if you had both versions, you would recognize slight lags with the app. Yeah.
Picture GH. Yeah, we've seen it. All right, it's making it faster. Okay, thank you guys.
Thank you very much.
You clearly know that your financial and marketing projection
they don't.
Was just a
Enjoy even more Facebook sessions with MTN free after one. Now, talk for 1 minute and enjoy free Facebook for the rest of the day. And you still only pay for the first minute. The rest is free. Dial *315# to sign up now. Terms and conditions apply. MTN, everywhere you go.
4G is non-stop music. It's sharing and entertainment without buffering. It's gaming with no lag and movies with full immersion. 4G is business without restrictions. It's also smarter money. It's learning beyond borders, achievement without limits, and health for everyone. It's love, family, joy, and everything else. 4G is life. Get a 4G device today and live on the next level. MTN 4G. Hello, future.
MTN, everywhere you go. Life is better with MTN Mobile Money. It's easy, fast, and super convenient. Experience the new world of better money.
Hey, got some smart ideas that can change the world? Gear up! MTN Apps Challenge version 4.0 is here. You could change the way we play games, create characters that come to life, and make everyday life more interactive and easier. There is a total of 300,000 Ghana cedis in cash, 4G devices, and many other prizes to be won. Develop a concept for a mobile app or a video animation.
Don't go to the code. Talk to us about what has changed first before you start.
So first of all, Telecare is a...
Come to the podium.
Oh, you have the doctor app, no?
So we are Team Telecare.
On-demand doctor, eh?
Yes. We are Team Telecare. I'm Foster. This is Sam Davies, and this is Norris Abuaji. So Telecare is a mobile desktop web application that allows users to access doctors 24/7 for primary healthcare and medical advice through video calls, audio calls, and instant messaging. So after our last meeting, we took on the suggestions that were raised, and then we incorporated them into our whole system. We've come up with an AI model, which is the first interface where the user accesses before he gets access to the doctor. Be able to manage the doctor-patient ratio at any point in time T. So it's going to run us through a quick demo of the new features we've incorporated.
Okay, quickly.
Yes, quickly. So, probably 3 minutes.
We've incorporated an AI diagnosis system into our system. And when you open it for the first time, it introduces itself and tells you how to interface with it. So I'm going to type my symptoms here.
Your school is working?
You're not freelance, you're tertiary.
Yeah, tertiary.
What years are you in? You keep going. What years are you in? Okay.
Okay, so when I'm done, ask me follow-up questions. It's asking me my age, so I'll enter my age.
So now you've got an AI that allows you to give symptoms, and it tells you this might be wrong with you. Yeah. And then what else does it tell you? Does it tell you who to possibly talk to?
Yeah. Let me finish.
Yeah or yeah?
Yes. Okay,
yes.
so
then what does it do after it's diagnosed your disease?
This is just to give you sort of like...
So after it diagnoses your disease, it gives you suggestions of what is likely to be wrong with you, and then more information. Clicking on more information will take you to.
It doesn't connect you with a doctor after that. It just tells you you might be dying of cancer, and then that's it. No.
Not necessarily.
I just want to understand. It just tells you your symptoms. It just tells you what you possibly, and doesn't connect with any other functionality. I just want to understand. Yet. It's fair enough. Okay. That's one new functionality. What's in?
So from the word go here, you can get your disease.
You can possibly know what's wrong with you.
But then
possibly, WebMD does that, but WebMD can make you feel.
That's your first legal suit coming right there.
No. They just have to do it the way WebMD does it, right? We are not responsible. Go to a doctor. We are just helping you. That sort of thing.
What about your patient do you keep? What information about your patient do you keep? If I'm using the app, what information about me do you keep? We keep your name, your age.
It keeps your medical records, no?
Medical records.
You had this conversation the last time
and you told us about Open MR.
Open MR. What did you learn from that?
Can you show me how you're storing that? Okay, so Open MRS, we researched into it, and from what we found, we need a dedicated server to run Open MRS. We'd have to deploy something like an EC2 instance, then install Java and Maven and all that on it before we can run. So currently we can't move to that, but it's on the roadmap. Yeah.
So your data, the way you're saving your data, does not meet any health electronic management system standard.
Yeah, but we do our best to encrypt every traffic that goes through our system.
That's why I said show me.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so this is the table that stores the user's allergies, and you can see the allergies here. So when you are talking with the doctor, and the doctor goes to your profile, we'll load all your allergies from here.
Wait, where is this table supposed to be? Because I see it in plain text.
It's the chat that is encrypted right now.
The chat is encrypted.
But my medical records, if I've got diabetes and it's not encrypted.
Yeah, right now it's not encrypted.
Yeah, this is the problem with. Anyway, to be honest, in Kolebu, it's in files sitting in somebody's room. But
okay, can you show me? You said you do everything you can to encrypt as much as possible. Can I see the code for that part?
The code.
Yeah. For the part where you
just
do
for
as
the
much as
coding.
okay, so let's go through this chronologically so that we don't. So they are meant to show us the new features they added, and then come back to the. So let's just hold on that. Show us the new things you've added beyond the AI that tells me I could possibly have cancer, and then what else have you added? And then we go to sort of the code.
So basically, we've added a flow to our sister app, the Telefarm, where the pharmacists will use that one. So right now, when a doctor sends a prescription, it goes to the pharmacy, and the pharmacy can accept it if they have the drug. Or if they don't have the drug, they can also chat with the doctor to do a follow-up, or even chat with the patient. So that one, we've incorporated that one into it.
So basically, you've connected to a pharmacy app.
Yeah.
Okay, what's next?
That's
it. Those two things. You've connected to a pharmacy app, and then you now have an AI that tells you could possibly be dying.
And we also have a fully functioning Linux version, Windows version, a Mac OS X version, and then, yes, and an Android version.
Okay, so now show us the code. Start with the question he asked around how you encrypt your data.
No, it's not. What is there to hide about the encryption algorithm?
I suppose is it proprietary? But you're using third party and then you don't want to show it. Somebody is.
Is it the base 64 encoding that you call encryption?
Yeah, but we'll
you can decode base 64 by hand. You don't even need a computer to decode base 64. No. You can show base 64 as it's not even encryption, it's called encoding.
Yeah.
You can rework it by hand. You just sit down and work it back. This is shit. Wait, for hospital records, I'm not patient.
Can we bleep it out?
I'm not patient with security for hospital records because of the gravity of what you have over there. If I'm going to put my medical record over there, you can't convince me with this. And you walk up to the hospitals and you tell them that this is secure, and they're not going to look at your code, and they're going to put their systems over there. Someone is going to break into it, grab it, see it's base 64 encoded, because it's so easy to tell that the string is base 64 encoded, and they're going to decode it. This is not encryption.
You know Paul Jamesy? Okay, you're too young to know.
So you don't have any encryption.
Yeah.
You don't have any encryption.
Should have shown. Yeah, you should have. If you bring your best foot forward, no, and you didn't show it, and because I don't see how proprietary it is that you don't want to show your encryption. It's not, especially if you're using third.
How difficult was this part for you?
Pardon?
How difficult was the encryption bit? Yeah, that's what he wanted to use. RNC.
But that doesn't make, but he's making his valid point is it's people's data, right? So we're entrepreneurs, we run companies. You might maybe have if you're IPOing your company, right? Your company is supposed to go IPO, and then you might have, I don't know, lung cancer or something. Somebody is able to tell that this is what, or a minister of state, somebody is able to tell that this is what's happening to them because your data, see, this is why I said look at Open MRS, because Open MRS holds the gold standard for keeping electronic medical records. Secured. Do you get it? Okay, let's go on. Show us that part.
All right, how about your API? Is it over HTTPS?
We use a backend as a service and it's SSL.
Backend as a service?
Yeah, we use QuickBlocks for our data store. QuickBlocks for our data store, and then a Firebase for our sessions and our auth, analytics and crash report.
Okay, show us the architecture of your system. Walk us through the architecture.
Okay, so the code section we use MVC, and our activities, our views, adapters, controllers, and then also our models are also here. And with the server side, we use a serverless architecture, which relies on two backend as a service, as I said, both Firebase and QuickBlocks. Yeah, so we don't really have to deploy our own backend code. It handles that. We just have to define the relationships, and that's all.
So you don't have a CMS?
No, we don't have a CMS.
You don't have a backend CMS?
No.
Everything is mobile-based. Everything is mobile-based, so I didn't get you right.
Yeah, we don't have a CMS. So since the relationships are designed in our model section, we just, when the user puts it in, it's just connected via an API to the backend.
What's your code? Let me see the code for your dashboards.
The dashboard, the backend has its own dashboard, so we don't code the dashboard.
Can we see it without? Okay, it's not code, but let's see the dashboard.
So this is for QuickBlocks. If you go to an overview, And we have the Firebase console too here.
Okay, what data are you showing?
This is users right now.
But it's not useful to. It's not useful to. Who's meant to see this dashboard? You are meant to see this dashboard. And what are you seeing here? Just the users in the system.
The users, our retention, our conversion.
Where is the dashboard for the hospital administrator?
Hospital administrator, there's no.
Yes, because you are signing up hospitals with doctors, no? And you are paying hospitals. So where's the dashboard for hospitals to see what activity is going on their
not
side?
done with the
So you don't have a dashboard for the hospitals. So show us that.
We have the desktop version is for the doctors. This particular desktop version. So this is Dr. Sandra Danso.
No, but there's no.
Does Dr. Danso know that this month I did 20 people? These were the things I had done and blah, 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 blah.
Okay, so we will pull that on the fly.
Okay, so you don't have dashboards for the hospitals and for the doctors to manage their time. If you tell the doctor you've spent 10 hours and this is what you're paying you, the doctor has to believe it. Okay, I think we've run out of time.
How do you store this data?
It's in QuickBlocks.
Okay, so I have to be online all the time to use. I can use it if I'm offline.
For the mobile version, you can use it when you are offline.
What about the desktop?
Store it in SQLite for the mobile version.
What about it? Why you could use it for your desktop version too? So you store it over there when there is no.
Telecare.
Local storage on the desktop version yet.
I'm not asking for, if you mean local storage in the sense of local storage, fine, but I'm not talking of local storage in the sense of browser local storage. You could have your own database in there. SQLite is tiny. You can have it in your app and store your stuff there.
For the mobile, we do store.
Because it's there in Android already. I'm talking about a desktop.
Okay, so in the next 12 months, how many users, how much revenue? I don't think we've asked you a business question. And quickly, because your time has run out.
To make a financial projection for the next.
How they can't remember it. They've got to go to the chat.
Come again.
You just show us. So can you move aside so we see this? This is your projection is in the next 12 months, because I'm not is this over the next 12 months?
It starts from May to December.
Okay, so the next 6 months. So you've got 281 subscriptions and 53,280 gross sales.
Yes.
Your profit is 15,000.
Yes.
Over the next 6 months.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
appschallenge.mtn.com.gh and submit your idea to enter the competition now. You can enter as an individual or as a team, or a team to represent your senior high school or tertiary institution. It's a contest of ideas. Deadline for registration is 7th October 2016. MTN Apps Challenge version 4.0 is partnered by IPMC, Huawei and ZTE. MTN Apps Challenge, solving everyday problems, changing society.
MTN, everywhere you go.
If I don't see this wedding with my own eyeballs, dear, it's not me.
Church rise.
I just go into the church. Okay, let me connect my earpiece.
Now you may. Renano.
Yeah. Come and see some food stuff meat by they are sharing here. For salam. Buffet, papa.
Enjoy even more Facebook sessions with MTN free after 1. Now, talk for 1 minute and enjoy free Facebook for the rest of the day. And you still only pay for the first minute. The rest is free. Dial *315# to sign up now. Terms and conditions apply. MTN, everywhere you go.
4G is non-stop music.
Okay.
Yes, let's go.
Okay, so
come up to the podium. That's where the camera can capture you.
Okay. All right, so our app is called Ukol, and it's an app that is built to run deliveries within Accra and then Tema. We have a pickup and a drop-off, and then we have other options where you can put in multiple deliveries. The cost comes up automatically, and then the package is also tracked. You know where the rider is or where your package is at any point in time. So basically, that is what the Ukol app is about. That is what Ukol does.
So what's happened since you last talked to us?
Since the last time, we have had at least 1 or 2 new users since the last time.
1 or 2. Have you
Yes.
had 2 new users, 3 new users, 1 new user? Be definite.
We've had 2 new users.
Right.
We've done recruitment since then of
Recruiting
riders.
Riders.
Yes, riders.
Mhm.
And then we are also bringing on board motorbike.
So you bought 1 new motorbike since you talked to us.
No, we haven't bought 1 new motorbike. We have 1 that we are refurbishing to bring on board since then.
Okay. Any other questions around just look and feel, or we should just dive into code?
Okay. Hello.
Into code. Talk through the architecture before you start showing us functionality, functions.
Okay. I don't even think functions make any sense. So the architecture basically, it's the mobile app, which is the client, which talks to the server.
Okay.
Now, the mobile app serves 3 purposes.
Mhm.
It's the same app for the customer, it's the same app for the management team, S, and it's the same app for the riders.
Right.
So depending on your access level, depending on what you get to see in the app,
Mhm.
so based on what you what access level you have, that's what you see. So if you're a delivery guy, you'll see only what delivery guys and customers see. But everybody sees what customers see anyway. So that's basically the architecture of the app from a high level. Now, when we dive into the details, this app is a hybrid app.
There's no web backend.
Web.
There's no web backend.
It's a server,
basically
web
mobile.
service. It's a server, it's a web service.
No. So okay, you don't have a dashboard backend web to track.
Web dashboard. No, we have a mobile dashboard in
Have
the
a
app.
mobile dashboard.
Yes. The thing is, like we are here, we can manage the business right here. Like we are managing the business from here. We can manage the business from here because we all ride bikes. Yeah, we all ride bikes. We all do deliveries ourselves. So even when we don't have bikers employed, even if there's a biker who is fully about, we fire him today, I can hop on the bike and go and do deliveries myself.
Yeah. So, but all the setup, adding new bikers, or adding new users,
It's all in my
that is
pocket.
done, all that is done over mobile.
Exactly. We want to be a totally mobile company. That's the focus. That's the key
Okay.
focus.
Yeah, we're listening.
Yeah, so basically the app is hybrid. It's an Ionic framework app. If you're a technical person, you understand what I'm saying. And it's heavily optimized actually because we've made it so that it can run on most mobile phones. If you just take a hybrid application, most of the time the performance is very slow. So what happens is that there's this thing called it's an in-app browser. I don't know if you understand what I mean. Like a web view, exactly. So we bundled a custom web view. I've forgotten what its name is. Crosswalk, exactly, Crosswalk. So we bundled Crosswalk, but Crosswalk bloats your app to like 30-something megabytes. So in order to cut down the size, we have to trim down the fat. So you can see there are some hooks here. If you understand Cordova and you go to platform hooks, we've written some hooks, custom hooks, that strip out a lot of the bloats from, what's happening? Yeah. We've written some custom hooks that strip out a lot of the hooks and bring down the app size to about 25 megabytes.
You see that? I'm not seeing the code.
Okay. So yeah, so these hooks compress the JavaScripts and all the files and also like take out a lot of the plugins and stuff that are needed and bundled with the application. They strip all of those things out, and we can save about 10 megabytes of the app size, the APK size. So our APK size is 25 megabytes, but it doesn't hurt performance. I can vouch for it being probably one of the most performance hybrid apps you can find, because we are very keen on performance. Now, actually, even this app is being rewritten as I'm speaking to you. It's being rewritten in React Native. So if you are a technical person, you understand what I'm saying. React Native is like a new platform. It's a new technology delivered by Facebook that allows you to write in JavaScript and target Android and iOS at the same time. So it's being rewritten. So even in a few months, maybe by the time we get to the SaaS stage, like when we want to resell our software as a service, right, we will be on React Native. Yeah.
Okay. I want to see the code around the authentication and the permissions and authentication.
Okay. So authentication is like login, right? That's logging in.
Yeah. Verification of users.
Okay. So on the server, this is it. This is like the user session. So you can see, like I'm showing, this is the model for the session of the user. So it keeps the name, the mobile, the email, and whether the guy has been activated or not, whether it's a rider, dispatcher, blah, blah, blah. So there are functions for, this creates a new user session. It sends a text message to the person's mobile phone.
Actually, I was more interested in the permissions, the assigning of permissions.
Like as assigning permissions?
The assigning of permissions and the views that permissions allow, so that the whole functionality around that.
Okay, so assigning views, assigning permission view, so that we'll go to templates. So I think that is, which template is that? Users. I think that'll be Ukol's. Yeah, so this is the Ukol's template. So I think mobile, dispatcher. Yeah, so this if you're an admin and you come to the Ukol's view, it allows you to set the person as a rider. As you can see, this is a what do they call it? A check thing. You just take it and then you set the guy as a dispatcher or a rider. Then you submit it. So
yeah, but your dispatcher has access to certain views.
Actually, no. I'm actually the only one who has that access. I'm an admin. There's an admin before there's a dispatcher, before there's a rider.
No. I'm interested in the permissions module, right? So if a dispatcher has access to view 1, view 2, view 3, is that what you're showing me here? You're just showing me how you assign to them. Right?
Yes, exactly. But I showed you the permissions, and that was on the server. That's what I showed you before.
You go back. I didn't.
Okay, so the permissions. The permissions are usually in the user session. Like the session is one session, and it controls whether you're a user or whatever you are. And you can see here in the model, there are Boolean values that set whether it's a rider, it's dispatcher, it's Ukola. Is Ukola basically means you are like a dispatcher, one of us.
I don't think you're understanding what I'm saying.
Okay.
So within your session, okay, so when you sign up, you're identified as
you sign up, you're just a customer. Like if you sign up to the app, right?
Yeah, so if you sign up a person, they are meant to be a dispatcher, right? And they have access to X number of views. That's what you explained.
No. Anybody who, like if you come and you're employed to Ukol, you just take the app and you log in like anybody else.
Right.
Now what happens is that I grant you extra access level by going to the view I just showed you, and I set you as a rider or a dispatcher, and I elevate your access level.
Okay.
So anybody, actually any of you, I can set on any of you right now as a rider or as a dispatcher.
Level. And so then I can see
exactly what the rider can see, what the dispatcher can see. So if I want, if Yao has the app, he just has to tell me his phone number. I just enter his number on my phone, and I give him dispatcher access level. He'll start seeing all the deliveries going through the system.
I think the only thing I see kind of like a problem with the current implementation is we have our separate columns, right, for whether or not you're a dispatcher, you're a rider, or whatever, which means that if unfortunately we set 2 of them, then if you're checking whether someone is an admin, it will say true. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Admin is built into the system, so admin is only one person right now.
Yeah, but that's
exactly. But I'm just saying that
yeah, it's not
because we have 3 columns, right? It's easy that we can by accident have a true in both of them. It will be different if let's say we're using 1 column to store this information, and then we just look at that 1 column, and based on what is there, we can tell where you belong.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say?
No, but it seems like a lot of the permissions and authentication is hard-coded, right? That's my other...
No, it's not hard-coded. It's actually not hard-coded. It's only the admin which is hard-coded, but the rest is not hard-coded. It's only the admin which is hard-coded. Now,
I'm talking about line 32.
We exceeded our time.
I understand what you mean.
Yeah.
The reason is this, because we can give somebody a dispatcher access level and not be a ride. Like right now, I've disabled my rider access. So nobody can assign me a ride. So that's why we have multiple columns for that.
That's what I'm saying. Because you have multiple columns, right? If let's say I set 2 of them to true, and I'm checking for one of them, and let's say you are a rider and a dispatcher at the same time, that would be a bit of a problem. But let's say it was just one column, right? And if your value is something, it means you're a rider. If it's something, it means you're a dispatcher. If it's something, it means you are... Do you get what I'm trying to say? Then it sort of reduces the chances of making the mistake where... I don't know if you get what...
Yeah, I got you saying.
Do you need to touch code? Do you need to touch code every time you need to create a new user type?
No, at all. We don't need to touch code. I can do it right now on my phone. I don't need to touch any code.
Say, I need to create something between dispatch and rider that has access to... Maybe dispatch has 5. This has 3. There's something in the middle. I don't know.
Don't use those flags. Those are PHP, WordPress kind of flags. You don't use those flags.
No, but the point I'm making is it's not different whether it's PHP or not.
It depends.
So if you strip out
both sides.
Yeah. So if you want, my point is that the question is, do you touch code if you need to create a new type of permission? Do you get my point? So now you have 4 permissions, right? So it's 3 permissions: admin, this. Now, I don't know. 3 years down the line, you recognize that there needs to be another permission type. You touch code.
Of course, we touch code every day. I mean,
no, but that's what I'm saying. I don't think you should. I think that you should create your framework in which I can create and assign permissions without having to go into code and make changes. We do that all the time.
I don't agree with that, because I agree that I think we are a technology company. Our primary job is to keep on modifying the technology and keep on improving it.
It's fine, but...
So if that requirement changes down the line, it's a business requirement that has changed. It has to change the code. So we touch code. I mean,
I'm not saying you don't have to touch code. What I'm saying to you is it's from sort of standard practice.
It's not standard practice.
It is standard practice.
No, it's not.
You can create new permissions and assign them in an app. And I've been running a tech company for years.
You're not an engineer. I'm a senior software engineer.
Okay, so I have a degree in computer science and I have a master's in distributed systems. Don't have this.
Software masters and degrees don't count.
No. Don't have this conversation with me.
No, they don't. They don't.
Yeah, my point. You don't understand my point. My point is,
your point.
You can create a framework in which adding permissions and adding views does not require you to touch code.
Okay, not in my company. In my company, we do things differently. In my company, we are primarily a software company. If you need something to be improved, there are engineers every day there.
Right, who can then...
The challenge is you have created an app that you intend selling off to other people.
No.
Make use of.
To sell the software?
No. To make use of.
Yeah.
So you need to make it as easily accessible as possible without referring back to you. Because other than that, as a software company...
Oh, they don't refer back to us. I don't know, maybe you're not...
It's not going to be the only development within your software company. So if you hold on to touching code at every point of development, it becomes a problem.
I think you guys are not getting it. Yeah, this is not, you don't have to touch code to add a dispatcher. I don't have to touch code to add a rider. I don't have to.
That's not what we're asking. That's why I'm saying permissions.
No, those permissions all are built.
You don't do that in your company, which is, I mean, we can argue with this from here to Yazoo, but you don't do that in your company, so that's fine.
You guys are not listening to me. I said, we don't need to touch code to add a rider. I don't need to touch code to add a dispatcher. If I need to do that...
We understand, but that's not the question, right? Okay, sorry, let's have the...
Okay, so my clarifying question is, do you have a web portal, do you have a web interface to change these settings? Because I want to make sure that...
No, it's all mobile.
So you're telling me that if you drank a little too much today and you have to...
I can explain to you why.
Hold on, quick. So you drank a little too much this morning, you're out partying last night, and you get called off, you say, boss, we have a new user, he needs to have these settings. And you make a SQL query, you modify the database, and oops, you accidentally gave somebody erroneous permissions. You gave them, stored an invalid value in the permissions column, and then you're going to break the whole app for everybody. You're going to accidentally give user permissions they shouldn't have. This is why you have an admin panel that validates user input. It validates your input. You shouldn't be doing things manually. That's all we're saying.
Your concept of an admin panel has been destroyed. An admin panel doesn't necessarily mean it's web-based. We have an admin panel, but it's in my pocket. It's mobile. It's in the app. Do you get what I'm saying? Like
that's fine. That's in the app. But when you make these changes, are you doing it through user interface, or are you manually doing it?
User interface.
Okay.
User interface. It's done with the user interface.
That's all I want to hear. That's
But
all we want to hear.
It's not a web. It's not on the web based. It's in the mobile app, so that I can do those changes whilst I'm out, like right here. If there's a change, I don't have to open my laptop. I can just go to my mobile phone and do that.
Yeah, but that's where the thing is.
So the admin panel is in the app.
But that's not what I'm saying.
That's what she's saying, that if you had to do a hybrid for someone, you would have to open your laptop and do a coding.
No.
If at a point in time someone decides that
If you have to create a new user permission, not new user.
Dispatch and this thing at the same time.
No, we don't have to open the. No, I can do it right now in my pocket. I can do it in my pocket.
If you have to create a new user permission, which is what I.
No, you don't have to do. You can do it.
You have to do it from the.
No, user interface.
So if I create a new user and call it Joker, if I have not a new user, a new permission type, and add 3 views, you can do it here.
Yes, I can do it in the app.
You can do it and show us.
Where's my phone?
This is what we're arguing. It's like, no, this is not how I do it in my company.
So do it on your phone. Where's your phone? You didn't give us your phone.
My phone is right here.
Yeah, so do it on your phone.
But I can't get data.
Then whilst someone can help.
I actually can't get data right now because I'm using Airtel, and you get, I don't know, something.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Anyway.
I can show you. I can actually even give you access.
Okay, so I'm looking at the figures, and I see that for February we are 246. And then suddenly, because we have one more bike in March, we are 1,690. And then we add up a few more bikes, and by July we are at 11,000 in revenue. What's the game plan?
Okay, so this is our game plan without MTN App Challenge, because this is our real business.
Don't worry, it's the business we are talking about.
Okay, so what happened was in December, we actually got rid of all our bikers. We were experimenting with fixed-based pricing and stuff. And some of those clients, we realized we were making losses on those clients. So we stripped down that business and decided to focus and segment the market and focus on online businesses. So we are at the point whereby we are like restarting and targeting only online businesses. Do you get it? So we don't actually market to other customers. If you come to us and you decide to use our business model, fine. But we have dynamic pricing, and it's based on the app. So right now we are 2 bikers, and this is our cash flow. This is our cash flow statement, and this is our target for the year. So
no, come back to me. I'm saying that
in April, yes,
under the new dispensation, you are 246.
Yes.
Add up one more bike, and by March, you are up by over 1,400.
Yes.
What's the game plan? What makes it shoot up? Because it's based on that then we can move on.
Because we make 2,000 cedis per bike per month. So at 2 bikes, we are making 2,000 cedis per month. But you know, at 2 bikes, we have 3 bikers. So we are inefficient because we have 3 bikers. But when we add one more biker, we only have to top up one more biker. So we have 4 bikers on 3 bikes.
On 3 bikes, yeah.
So we are a little more efficient. So the more you add bikes, the more efficient you get. And that's built into this cash flow statement here.
So why do you think you deserve to win this challenge?
Because we are running business, we have our game plan. We've learned a lot over the years. This is not something we just like dreamt up today. This is something like we thought about over 5 years ago. We've done a trial, a web-based trial. We didn't even have a mobile app, but we decided to get to the markets and figure out what the need is and how to solve the need. So we started with a web-based version. People go to our websites and they place their order, and then we get the order. So after that, we realized that, okay, this has to go mobile because most of the customers were demanding a mobile app. So we developed the app over 3 to 4 months, our first version of the app, before we came to the market. And even before that, before all this I'm talking about, we actually even tried food delivery. So there was a point in time we were actually going to do, Ukol.com was actually like Hello Food kind of. We were actually getting into the food delivery market. But we realized that the food delivery market was being taken over by people like Hello Food. And actually, we thought they were going to solve that problem. But actually, we realized that up to now, it's not really been solved in any way. But we believe solving delivery for online businesses is probably more beneficial, and solving delivery for other delivery companies is also more beneficial right now and more important right now than doing food delivery. So that's where we are at right now.
Rana, you're saying that, okay, so you have done a first trial and it failed.
No, it didn't fail. That we learned from that.
You changed your business plan, so it failed.
Yeah.
So you think that the real problem in the industry has to do with technology and not the marketing of it?
Yes, it's efficiency, because managing a delivery company is hectic because you have to manage these riders, you have to know it, and it's very difficult to manage them. When you start growing the number of riders you have, managing them becomes very tasking. So this is like we are using technology to solve that problem, literally. So we are actually building systems just to solve that. How you manage 10 bikes is very different from how you manage 50 bikes. It's very different from how you manage 100 bikes.
So that was one of the challenges the last time.
Yeah.
As to whether, because I asked you guys what will happen if we bought 100 bikes.
We don't want 100 bikes right now.
You don't want 100 bikes right now, but that's where my challenge is. The progression. I see that by the end of the year, at most we are 20 bikes.
Exactly.
Yeah? But if we wanted to, okay, so there's a potential. A business investor says, I love what you guys are doing, and I want us to, based on what I have seen, there's a possibility, let's do 50 bikes.
We have to scale up engineering because
we have to go back and code.
We have to scale up engineering because right now I'm like the primary engineer on the team. So like we basically have only one engineer. So if you really want us to get to the point whereby...
So that comes back to Ethel's thing. It means that as long as, as long as our engineer is indisposed, we cannot do business.
Who is indisposed? I don't understand.
The engineer is indisposed, we can't do business.
Yeah, he's saying that you have a very high bus factor. If the bus knocks you down...
Everything
but that's a startup. I mean,
no. So that's what you see. That's why you should take what Ethel was saying into consideration. You don't run a company solely on the expertise of one person. You have to find a way of delimiting it in a way that it's only in the extreme cases that you come back in. But as it goes, every step of the way, if there will be any, even not major, any change in the business model, you have to get in and code. Yes.
Not necessarily, because I don't know if you guys are not getting what a startup is, but a startup primarily is about these risks. Do you get it?
Yeah, but the risk... And
we can't employ...
No.
We have to be realistic about these things. Engineers are the most expensive...
Yes, forget that. You see, what you're doing...
Have we not reached the time?
We have reached...
We have, okay.
What you are doing basically is what most startups in technology do wrong. You think you've got the product in your mind based on what people want, and not a product that people want. You need to differentiate.
Yes.
Now you have an excellent idea, but you must be willing to take feedback from people on how, and that's why you failed the first time.
No, we didn't fail the first time.
You failed the first time because the business model has totally changed.
No.
What I understand now,
we didn't fail.
You started off like, what? Like, what do you call them? The other distribution?
Basically what we did was, we decided that for us to build a business that will thrive, we need to get into the market. No matter what it took, we just had to get into the market. Basically, what all of this that you can see is through feedback from basically how the app looks like.
So you haven't had, so when you started off, you didn't have a plan?
No, we did have a plan. We had a plan to have a mobile app that took care of delivery system and also managed riders alongside. You get me? Bring the two together, bring customers and riders together. Basically, yes, bring customers and riders together.
What happened to that plan?
And that plan is it's in progress. But then you have to, what we are trying to do is build processes. Basically, it's all about processes when you are trying to run a business like this. Because if, let's say, like you're saying, if he's not there, somebody should be able to get into his.
And nobody is there to
exactly,
get into.
No, but like, you see, because he's the guy who's doing the coding right now.
I'm the CEO of my company, and I'm seated here. Yet business is going on.
Exactly. Same thing for us. No,
if I was indisposed, business would go on.
Yo, but same thing for us right now.
But he codes everything.
Yes, it's exactly. But
any, not major, because that's why not any major. Anything that requires some adjusting of the system requires his input.
The system is perfect. The system can manage 10 bikers without me even being there. I can be in Dubai chilling and the company will run. It runs. Not that it will even run, it runs. Like, let me even give you, I'm actually traveling to Lagos on Wednesday. I will not be in the country for 1 month. The business is going to be running. I'm not going to be here. Do you get what I'm saying?
So that partner comes and says, I want 20 bikes. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much too.
It is. Well, anyways.
You wanted to say something?
The only thing I had to say is I think you guys are very strong technically. I think you have a good business, but I didn't appreciate your behavior when you were answering questions from the judge and you were answering questions from me. I think you're a little too cocky. And it's like if a cop pulls you over, you say, yes, sir, yes, ma'am. And even if they're wrong, you keep quiet, you listen, you take the feedback, you say thank you. And I wish I heard that from you instead of arguing and insulting.
I didn't insult anybody.
It's sharing and entertainment without buffering. It's gaming with no lag and movies with full immersion. 4G is business without restrictions. It's also smarter money. It's learning beyond borders, achievement without limits, and health for everyone. It's love, family, joy, and everything else. 4G is life. Get a 4G device today and live on the next level. MTN 4G. Hello, future.
MTN. Everywhere you go. Life is better with MTN Mobile Money. It's easy, fast, and super convenient. Experience the new world of better money.
Hey, got some smart ideas that can change the world? Gear up! MTN Apps Challenge version 4.0 is here. You could change the...
V.4.0 is around the corner.
Let's give you a brief quickly. So we are expecting you to tell us what has happened since you last came. What you've added, what changes, did you take anything we said into consideration? Has anything changed? New users, new business model, new whatever. And then you talk through, then we'll ask you some questions and then you will go to your code. All right.
Okay, so I will just do a short intro then. He will take the business and the tech stack.
Okay.
Okay, so it's very interesting that February 14th is around the corner. So, and it's expected of us all to celebrate our relationships, whether it's friendship or team building or expressing love in our marriages. It might not really occur to us the importance of events and places in our relationship stories, be it striking up a new flame or rekindling an old fire. But the key sometimes is going to the right event, be it a musical concert or a cinema movie, and that's where GA Space comes in. So Gerald will take the business strategy and John will take the tech stack.
Thank you very much. Since we are here, we pitched our attraction, which was 500 plus downloads, 200 plus USD dollars in revenue, 100 plus website visits per day. When we were here, the first deal we were to do was with Silverbird. We have now three deals in our sales pipeline. We have Silverbird, we have Jamja, and we have Echo House. Echo House happened to have signed Shatawole to their events. Our milestones. We are looking at 5 strategic partnerships by the end of February. These are prospects. We are looking at Bullhouse Entertainments, and we are looking at Right Communication. Right Communication, when I was here, I was told that they are holding a cinema at Accra Sports Stadium. We are prospecting them for our next milestone. We are also looking at 1,000 plus downloads by April. We are also looking to sell up around 4,000 plus tickets sales by April also. Our product roadmap. We are looking to build our payment gateway by March, and also looking to build our ticket validation by April, and an iOS app by August. This is the team. This is the very able team. We are being led by Joy Michael. She's a computer science graduate with a first-class honors. I'm Gerard Morioki, economics. John Moshiri, our technical lead. What do you need? We believe that winning MTN will make us close the deal faster, like we are on steroids. Our software architecture, I let John Moshiri take us through it.
So for the back end, we're using MongoDB for our database. Then I've tried to use a Node server Then we're using our Express.js as our middleware. Then we have made several JSON API which connect to our Android app, which we're using Java. And for our website, we're using jQuery and JavaScript. So we have hosted in Heroku for our app. Then
see your screen.
It's not showing.
Hello.
Keep talking through it while they fix.
We have hosted in Heroku. Then we have JSON API. We are using Mongo Lab in Heroku. Then we have passing JSON API. I've made JSON API because of like we are doing with different apps. So that's the Heroku I have hosted. Then we have the JSON API, which that API I've code for both web and mobile. So here is our post request, which is in the website. Then it produces, this is the website, and that is where we add the event. So when you add the event here, they automatically display in the mobile app and in the website. Then we have the Android app, and of course the API in the Android app, and we use Java for the native app. For analytics, we're using push boots and push notification. Those are
You're showing us a Kenya Max app, aren't you? So the one, what I just saw said Kenya Max. The front end you just showed us, the dashboard front end. No, the next one.
Oh, this one is for the previous analytics.
Yeah, but you're using it to show us the analytics,
Sorry.
Okay.
I think I did open there.
So GSPage doesn't have a dashboard yet?
We have that dashboard in this one for updating.
So that's the dashboard for GSPage?
Yeah, this is where you just enter your event, they update automatically in the website and the mobile app using JSON API, which the same JSON API we use to make the iPhone app.
Yeah. You didn't give us your projections, your numbers. So you said you had things in the pipeline, but what are your projections?
Okay, this is what we are looking at as our projections. These are our numbers. We are looking at a sales of around 120,000. This is whereby we are assuming that there will be five events, whereby we will have an average of 100 people paying around 20 CDs each. That's in our first year, whereby we are also looking at the cost of goods to be around
100 people paying 20. This is the sorry. Who are your sales? These sales coming from? 100 people paying 20. Who are these 100 people?
The people who are attending the events, the turn up of the events.
Okay, so this is from the ticketing, your percentage of the tickets.
Yeah.
20 CDs each, 100 people the first year.
Yeah.
So spending over the total of 12 months, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
So then we're looking at
what percentage of the tickets price do you take? What's the percentage?
Taking a 10% for every
10%.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a bit steep. All right, and the people you've talked to are fine with 10% of the ticketing price, or are you just adding it on top of?
Currently, we are on the deal on the sales pipeline. Currently, what we are doing, we are discussing the.
So is it that I know silver bed is what 30 CDs or something, right? So is it that it's 30 plus your 3 CDs 10%, or it's 30 then they take 27 and you take 3?
if they're selling a ticket at 30, the 30 includes our percentage because we are trying to generate traffic for the event.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are your customer acquisition costs? So if you want to find a new event, somebody who's running an event, do you have a sales cycle? Do you have a salesperson you've hired? Do you run ad campaigns? And how much does that cost to get one new event registered?
For an event, currently in Kenya it costs us $100 US for the whole business expense for
to get one event set up, to find one person who's going to use your service.
I don't have that one calculated by now. Yeah. Talking of the total business expenses, it cost us 100,000. At this moment, we are prospecting. It will cost us around 850 and 56.
So 56 CDs to get 100 people.
These are in dollars.
It's $856 to get 100 acquisition of 100. So that's the marketing cost. No, the customer acquisition cost. This is not per person. This is for all 100 people.
Not 100 people. This is for the whole for the whole year. For the whole year. These are prospect for the whole year. 100 people is for a single event, and that one is
okay. All right. So it's okay. So your 856 is to get the events people. It's to sign up Silverbird, sign up all those people.
Yeah, and still acquire our users. On the other side of the mobile app, we have two users. We have the event and the people who are coming, the people who are selling tickets to.
Yeah, the number seems low. Okay, you just show us code.
Yeah.
Let's go through the code. The number seems it seems quite low.
I was going back to see what I put back the last time. Are you sure the codes are come back to?
Show us. Yeah, go back to the code and walk through. Okay. Did you explain the architecture of your code?
Yeah, it has been explained.
Do you have any questions here, or you're not on the, because it's a mess company?
It's not a mess company technically, but I would want to abstain.
Okay.
No, do feel free. You just don't vote.
Is that?
You don't vote.
If we want to do code review, sure.
Let's go into the code. Okay, I haven't looked at the code.
So this is a API, this is a server, the server code, and now I'm doing several post requests. So to the database, which comes straight from the dashboard. And this is the dashboard.
I see how you store password.
Yeah?
How you store the user's password.
It is encrypted.
I want to see it in code.
This one?
No, I want to see it in code, not...
We want to see that it's hashed and that it's salted with a one-time salt, basically. Best practices.
But I think they're using bcrypt or something, so the salt is automatic, right?
Yeah.
Because of the format of the password I saw.
When you're done, show us your assignments. Since we asked the people before on how they set up their permissions and authentication, we might as well show us.
Yeah.
Where is it?
Yeah, I'm using.
Feel free to walk me through it.
So I have a module. I have a module which I'm using. The module is here. I'm using query string. That is a string I want to for string passing. I'm also using session and compress.
No, I just want the password part. Don't walk me through everything. Starting from line 29.
So I have is the module I've imported. Require crypto. That is the one I'm using. A random bytes 48. Then I store it in the token. Then I add it in the cookies. That's the cookie there down. And the duration of the cookies.
You have 1 minute more.
You
haven't said anything.
I'm not sure I get what's going on, and you're not explaining it well for me.
Looks like a copy and paste from the Kenyan thing to me.
No. The code I did for is Android. Then there's Ben who did the back end, but I know how to do it also.
Why 48? Why the number 48?
48 is the bytes you are storing.
And that's what I'm asking, why 48?
You can choose any random number.
So why 48?
Because you're storing in 48, like they will like after you convert it, it goes like you're doing 48 numbers encryption, 48 numbers.
So what are you doing?
You can take a random.
Over there, wait, are you encrypting? Is that what you're doing over there?
No, this one, after you change the crypto, it produces random bytes.
And what do you use it for?
There?
What do you use that random string for?
For is the one we store in the token. Is a password then we store in the token, which it does.
For the session? That you use for the session or what?
Yeah?
What do you use that token for?
The token, it's to store the password in the cookie, so that when you come to the app and you add your password again, it will have a stored date.
You didn't show me how you, I don't know if anybody sees it in there. Do you see it, Andrew?
I'm a little confused as well.
Yeah, I don't see how, this has nothing to do with the password the user is entering when they want to sign up, right? What I see over here is sort of like you're generating a random token that you want to use to identify me in my session, which is fine. But I wanted to see how you treat the password.
You save my password, so when I enter my
yeah.
Do you encrypt it? How do you, and when you encrypt it, what do you?
Sorry, I wanted to see.
I would have used Bcrypt, which I've not done with Bcrypt encryption. I should have used Bcrypt for encryption.
So your password is not encrypted, so what you're saying?
Copied code.
For now,
okay. All right.
No, it's not a copied code, but we did it, like the person who did it not here.
We look at your permissions and authentication. How do you assign permissions? You show us the code in which you assign permissions.
For Android app?
For users. Let's see the front end for creating users in the system.
Who created the backend? Who did the coding?
It's called Brian.
It's called Brian?
Yeah.
And he's not here?
Did the Android app, yeah.
Okay. Sure. So you can't really find where it is?
I can't find it because I've gone through the code.
And where's Brian?
It's fine if you can't find it. I mean,
okay,
it's fine. It makes more sense.
But
yeah, because
yeah.
No, I understand what was going on.
You're just confused. We thought that you wrote the code, but you went to sleep and you woke up in the morning, you forgot what you wrote. But it makes more sense that somebody else is responsible for that component. Therefore, you're not able to explain it as well as you could have if you wrote it yourself.
So let's see your Android code.
Yeah? Okay. I've done so many Java classes, but now after I get the API, the API up there, I've passed, like I've divided into 3 sessions: events, there's free events, there's gigs, there's social event and networking event. I've also divided the movie session the same way. So different theater will be bringing different movies. So when they come, you go to the movie session, then you have a view of all your movies. So here is the code.
How do you upload content?
We upload through the website. Here. It automatically, because it's a JSON API, it automatically updates in the app. Yeah.
And Android, how do you deserialize the JSON? How do you turn the JSON into a plain old Java object? How do you go from JSON to something that's represented in the user interface?
So I used Google Volley to call then I've used several models. Let me show you the models. Like this one is one of the models.
Okay, so I think that you're onto something, like we were saying, but again, the energy and the pitching.
Yeah,
you're immersed in training. We've said that the last time. Okay? Yeah. You're selling off your concept and your idea. You must give me that energy for me to, to get into what you... Same.
You brought down the energy in the room.
Yeah.
Along with you.
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
All right, so...
Thank you.
Yeah. I want to make an input in this. As an event organizer, I would want to know how you get your users, on. First of all, because you've piloted this in Kenya and it's working currently.
Yeah.
Yes. How do you get your events on? Is it automatically from the websites or wherever? And 2, I would also want to know why I should have my events on, because if I have my events on there, how do I know how many people before the event say that I know, okay, you are going to get me this number of people from your end, and this is the percentage I'm giving you?
So
because you spoke about the National Stadium event. I don't know how you negotiate that. You have it on currently. And I want to know, do you go there to meet them? How do you get them? Because I'm also that organizer of that particular event, but I don't get calls from people like you. And you come here selling your event apps to me, and I don't get calls from you. So I don't know if automatically you let me know this is the number. I'm quite confused because the app is here. I don't get information from the owners of the app.
So currently,
I'm not using it.
For the people who are selling the tickets, we go to them and we sell personally. So that's why you identify the first 5 people, because those people have events like every weekend. Those people you identify are the people who organize a lot of events. So you're getting the first 5, like the movie theaters, like the Silverbird, you have talked to them, and we are going on with the negotiation, and now we can have an offer for students. Mostly we are targeting University of Ghana. So after they give that offer to us, we are going to sell to the University of Ghana. We do mostly ad marketing through Facebook and Twitter, which acquire a lot of people. Like a lot of people, when you do those ad marketing mostly in Facebook, we get a lot of people.
How many do you have on right now?
Currently, we are just doing news acquisition. We are acquiring the movie theaters, Echo House, and Jamja. Those are the people we are currently having right now. Yeah.
So how do you intend to expand?
So we have 2 more to go, like the Bull House Entertainment, and we have the other one. And it's communication. We have to.
Raj.
Yeah. So we want the first 5. Those 5 we have already discovered. They have events mostly every weekend. So we have tickets almost every week. Now after you identify
the expense categorizations that you did, it didn't include, because then that comes back to the $100 thing. So that includes going around and doing the marketing, or you're trying to...
We have recruited transport for going to them, like identify each and every person. After that now, we have after we get all of those, and mostly we have offers and discounts which are currently negotiating with them. So for the start, because it's early stages, we want to go to the University of Ghana. We shall do mostly one-on-one marketing, which we can get almost like 500 people. After that, we can do our ad marketing, which we do through Facebook, and it actually works because we have done it before. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, guys.
Thank you.
We play games, create characters that come to life, and make everyday life more interactive and easier. There is a total of 300,000 Ghana cedis in cash, 4G devices, and many other prizes to be won. Develop a concept for a mobile app or a video animation. Go to appschallenge.mtn.com.gh and submit your idea to enter the competition now. You can enter as an individual or as a team, or a team to represent your senior high school or tertiary institution. It's a contest of ideas. Deadline for registration is 7th October 2016. MTN App Challenge version 4.0 is partnered by IPMC, Huawei and ZTE. MTN Apps Challenge, solving everyday problems, changing society.
MTN, everywhere you go.
If I don't see this wedding with my own eyeballs, dear, it's not me.
Church rise.
I just go into the church. Okay, let me connect my earpiece.
Now you may. Remember.
Yeah. Who is this Uncle Stop Meets by their sharing here? For salam. Buffet, papa.
Enjoy even more Facebook sessions with MTN free after one.
Change your business model, what you've done since you last saw us, and then we'll do a code review. Speak to the mic.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, my name is Ephraim Tesu Eli. I'm a software developer. My project is NTIS. It's a sales van and distribution management system for managing sales remotely. Okay, so this is a diagram that shows how NTIS is set up. So we have an SQL server. Then we have two web services, one in Node and then the other one in .NET Core. The Node service also serves as a real-time service for the mobile applications. Then the .NET API serves as an authorization server and a resource server. Then we also have an Angular 2 web app for managing the backend. So you can see that the mobile devices connect to the Node API. Then the computers that access the web API also connect to the Node service and as well as the resource server.
Why do you need two servers?
Yes. Imagine you have about 1 million devices connecting to the server in real time, pushing transactions. Node, because of its asynchronous nature, it can handle a lot of processes. So, but for authorization and all that, you need a platform that's very good in security. So I use C# Web API for that.
Because you can't use Node for good security?
Well, I think the standard, when you really want good security, is to go with a Web API for these kind of things.
I didn't get what you said. I'm not sure I understand what you said.
Okay. What I'm saying is that the Node runs a real-time service, okay, and then the C# Web API, it serves as an authorization server, and then the resource server for the Angular 2 application. Now, because of the amount of traffic that you expect from a lot of devices, when you have a lot of devices, And because of Node because of its
You're beating this horse to death. The only thing we're saying is we're trying to be your friend, and as your friend, we want to make sure you don't have to work so hard. Your life is easier. You have more maintainable code. And when you have two services that handle very similarly intertangled parts, it seems like you're going to be bashing your head against the wall at some point because things don't talk to each other, things don't work. That's it. Moving on.
Okay, yeah, let's go. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go into your code.
Let's go through your code. There's nothing new that has happened since the last time you talked to us.
Yes, since the last time I spoke about, we were working on a new client. So I was even supposed to be in the meeting to kickstart the pilot project. They are bringing in about 180 salesmen.
Okay.
Yes.
So you had added more new users.
Yes.
Okay. Show us your code then. Walk through that. I suppose you walk through the architecture.
Okay.
What's the code?
Okay, this is the Android app. It's a native Android app. So I have packages that handle database, SQL database, SQLite database, payments, products, receiver.
You have a backend, right?
Yes, I have a backend.
Okay.
For syncing transactions offline, for managing routes.
Do you have a nice way to rectify the data that's offline versus data that's online? If I'm a troublemaker, I have malicious intent, and I make queries to the offline database that don't reflect how things are stored, or they put erroneous information in there. When you try and push to your server, it's going to say, no, that data is bad, I'm not going to take it. And does it get rectified in the client? The client will alert the user that it's unable to upload their transactions.
Okay, let me say that because before you do transactions, you first log in, so there's a security feature, then the transactions are also encrypted on the device. And when you make the transactions offline, you need to know, you need to have a token before you even start making transactions. The server.
His question is this: I make a lot of changes offline. That is backlogged, right?
Okay.
And I make other changes online or what? How do you reconcile it? How do you make sure that when you're updating,
There's a plug down here if you want to charge your phone, your laptop.
So how do you make sure you when you update the database, it will be consistent? It will be the truth, and not nothing will be wrong with it.
Okay.
It could have been.
On the back end, you have products that are stored on the back end, the routes, the different customers, and all that.
Do you have part of the code where you do the reconciliation? Like you know that this code is coming from offline, and so this is how I'm going to.
Yes.
Yeah, show us.
This a node service from a node service to sync transactions. Now, sometimes you do transactions offline, and then when the transactions are done offline, assuming it syncs with the server, and then before the server returns a response, the connection breaks. So the device, later on, the device needs to know that when it's sending transactions, it needs to know that those transactions have already been sent to the device, onto the server. So in the database, we have unique identifiers. The IDs of the transaction, they are unique identifiers. So you can generate GUIDs on the server or on the device. So when you generate the GUIDs on the device and they are sent to you don't need to contact the server before you generate those IDs. So the next time that you are sending the transaction, they will bounce on the server. And then the device will update them as already sent.
That doesn't answer your question, does it?
Is that what you're talking about?
A reconciliation?
A little bit. My concern is that when you design things well, you want to make sure that you're doing validation on the client and you're doing validation on the server. You never assume that the data on the client is valid when you send it to the server.
Yes. That's the scenario I gave. Like you send the transactions to the server, Then at the point of receiving a response from the server that the transaction is sent, the connection breaks.
So if you know, I'm an elite hacker, obviously, I'm brilliant, and I'm able to break I decompile your APK, I figure out how to make calls, and I send bad data that reflects differently than reality. Do you have a way on the server side to say, that data is bad, it doesn't make sense, it doesn't meet up, and we're going to push the client an error and say, bad data, delete that data?
Okay.
Yes or no?
Okay. On the device, that's why I talk about the token authentication first. When you connect, the server sends you a token authentication. All the subsequent requests that you make, you need to present that token.
Sure, so I have a token, and then I do bad things. Can you handle that situation currently, yes or no? And then we move on. That's all I want to hear.
No.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so walk us through your code.
Okay. It's quite decent, so which part do you want me to go through?
I suppose you talked about the architecture a little bit. I want to see your authentication, your permissions and authentication bit.
So authentication is handled on the C# Web API. So let me just pull that one up. There I use a repository pattern. So I have interfaces that store all the methods that you need, and then I have the repository that defines the methods and all that. And I also have controllers that define the actions that are set by the repositories. So I have an authorization controller that handles authorization requests. So this is a method that handles username and password authentication. So the client sends a username and password, and then when it comes in and it's verified, it's issued a JSON Web Token.
Can I see how you do the verification?
Okay. I use OpenID. It's an authorization component that's used in C# applications. Yeah. So before you come, you need to there's an admin backend that the administrator has all the users that are supposed to be on the system. And then when you assign a username and a password. So the next time when you log in, you present that username and password. And then when it's verified.
How do you store that password?
It's in a database.
What hashing algorithm do you use?
What?
How do you make sure the password, once I input the password, you cannot reverse the password? It's one way.
OpenID handles that for you.
Do you know how it's stored?
Yes, I know that it's hashed with a SHA-256 hash algorithm. Then when it's hashed, I think it's, you apply a salt to it again. Yeah.
Okay. Let's go back to the authentication, the permissions bit.
Okay.
So you've been authenticated.
Yes.
He said he wanted to see how the authentication happens.
He uses OpenID. So
okay, fine. So let's look at so the once you're authenticated, I'm assigned my permissions.
Yes.
Right? You show us.
Okay. When you are authenticated, the ticket is signed. This is where the JSON Web Token is generated. It's sent back to you then you keep it. The next time you are making the application is making a request on the user. So because you've delegated the application to make a request on your behalf. So the application will present that JSON Web Token. Okay. And then OpenID will decipher that JSON Web Token. And then
where does it put it?
It's in the database.
No. If the client is submitting the token back, where does it put it?
When the client is.
Yeah, it's submitting the token back. Like if it's on my phone right now.
Okay.
So when I make a request, my phone is going to return the token.
Yes.
I presume this is sort of like HTTP, so it's going to go over HTTP. I'm asking, where does the token go?
Where does the token go?
Is it in the headers? Is it in the URL, or is it in the body of the request?
No, it's basic authentication.
Basic.
It's in the header, so we present an authorization server with the JSON Web Token attached to it.
So it's basic auth.
Yes.
Which means it's base64 encoded.
Yes.
Which means you can work it back by hand.
With
a pen and paper.
Okay. Let me explain. With JSON Web Tokens, it has the principal and.
So isn't JSON Web Token?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, and I think that's industry standard, very safe. Yes.
I'm still asking that. Okay, how do you Are your user roles hard coded?
No, my user roles are not hard coded.
Can you show me from a UI perspective? How
UI
you create a user role.
okay. Just a minute. Okay. So as you can see, the supervisor has roles assessing the
Yes,
social
but
concept.
how do you create the supervisor? Is it an assign? Is that hard coded within the system?
Pardon me?
Is the supervisor's role hard coded and you then assign it to a user?
No, it's not hard coded.
So you take me to where you create the permission and assign the views and views.
Do you understand what she's trying to ask?
Yes, I understand.
Yeah.
Do you have a...
This is the same question I asked the other guy.
yes.
Yeah.
Do you have a finite set of
It's
roles?
here.
You basically need an infinite.
Question, do you have a finite set of roles? You have a finite...
So you can create, yes, keep creating and then change where they are.
So you don't have it?
I have it.
And then show us.
Yes. So as you can see, we have an add role here, that you add roles. Then remove role model, assuming...
Okay. How do you assign your permission, your views, and then the add and add your CRUD details for a view?
Okay. Each of the it's a role-based system.
Mhm.
So assuming you have access right page, and then you want it's one to many. So a supervisor can have different rights to different pages.
That's fine.
Okay.
But I'm saying show us how it's done. That's just all we're.
Okay. So first of all, you create a role.
Mm-hmm.
Then you create an app module. The app modules are the different views that you want to access.
Mhm.
Then you can assign a module to a role.
Okay.
Okay, and you can also remove.
So you're not showing us in the code, no, you're just
rem-
running through.
Okay. First one, add
I
role.
care about that assigning, not the add and remove. I care about the assigning, not the add and remove.
Okay. Okay, this is it.
Okay. All right, so you created your views and then you just, okay, you assign them to. Anybody have any more questions here? Okay. All right. We didn't ask anything about business. So what's your revenue projections? What was your revenue projections over the last 12 months, over the next 12 months? Your revenue projections?
Yes.
Send me to the end. Let me see.
Yeah. Sorry, we can't. What's happening?
The cash flow.
The cash flow.
Insurance, no. So year one. Net, yeah, it's really hard. Net cash flow for year one is what, 64,000 or 6,000?
64,000.
64,000, which is what your profit is over the year.
Yes.
What's your team size like?
Okay, right now we are 3. I'm the developer, and I have 2 support people that assist me with support.
Okay, what are your employee-related costs look like over the next 12 months?
Pardon me?
What does your employee-related costs look like over the next 12 months?
Okay. This currently, let me explain. Let me go through the cash flow. Okay. Currently, we have 34 sales guys.
Mm-hmm.
They pay 30 cedis a month.
Mm-hmm.
Now, over for the next 3 months, we don't intend there's no, I don't think.
30 cities a month.
Yes.
And for each user, so they sell it to a company and then pay user and sign up. Yeah.
Okay. And I made mention of a major company that's bringing about 180, and I expect them to come on somewhere in April.
Mm.
And when they come on, they're going to pay a software licensing fee. So when you look at the figures, you see as at April, it shoots up. And then for the subsequent months,
the same question I asked.
The subsequent months, they are going to pay user fees for on each of. Yes. So that's why it's like.
Okay.
What?
No, but you didn't answer the employee-related cost question, no?
Okay. So basically, he has 3 workers. Is that what?
So it will be 3 workers over the next 12 months.
Over the next 12 months.
They're all on commission?
Pardon me?
They're all on commission. They're being paid
Yes.
as they bring you leads.
Yes. And let me say this. They are not, we don't pay each, because right now we don't have a lot of customers. The relationship is not that we don't pay much. But I expect that when the major one comes, then we can actually increase the salary a little bit.
Okay.
So basically this month you'll be at 1,610?
Yes.
I think the last time he was on.
Yeah, okay.
You're still helping your mom's company out. And that's what is giving you this returns. All right, I'm okay.
Okay, all right.
Thank you.
What's the name of the app again?
Nantis.
Nantis.
Nanti or Nanti?
Nanti.
As in what? Walk.
Then the S is what? Software. NTIS.
It's a mistake.
It's just Nanti. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, too.
You hear from us.
Now, talk for 1 minute and enjoy free Facebook for the rest of the day. And you still only pay for the first minute. The rest is free. Dial *315# to sign up now. Terms and conditions apply. MTN. Everywhere you go.
4G is non-stop music. It's sharing and entertainment without buffering. It's gaming with no lag and movies with full immersion. 4G is business without restrictions. It's also smarter money. It's learning beyond borders. Achievement without limits. And health for everyone. It's love, family, joy, and everything else. 4G is life. Get a 4G device today and live on the next level. MTN 4G. Hello, future.
MTN. Everywhere you go.